Pardon me?
I just wanted some Tiger Balm.
I needed some Tiger Balm. Flo here was passing out the...
Oh, that's very nice.
A little Tiger Balm.
Well, let me do the headlines.
And
Tiger Balm.
Yes.
B-A-L-M?
Yes, you rub it on your
B-O-M-B.
No hole.
Okay.
Terrific.
That's an amazing
Opens
thing.
The third eye.
I see. You look very virile now.
Yes, I feel like Eddie Cassavetes.
One Jimmy Carter appointee who can expect clear sailing in Senate confirmation hearings is Interior Secretary-designate Cecil Andrus. Confirmation hearings open up on Monday, and the committee chairman says not one person has asked to speak against the Andrus nomination. The American Civil Liberties Union, which twice failed to gain a stay of execution for Gary Gilmore from the U.S. Supreme Court, has now turned to the U.S. District Court in Utah, their argument being that Gilmore's execution would involve the illegal expenditure of taxpayers' money, because Utah's death penalty is probably unconstitutional. And we had an update on the Gary Gilmore thing. Ah, yes, the execution has been stayed. The stay was granted on the motion brought by the ACLU. It was granted by a U.S. District Court judge. That means the execution of the convicted killer will not take place. He had been set to be shot at sunrise. You're listening to KLOS. Flo and Eddie are our in-person guests tonight. If you want to call, the number is 870-8716. And we'll also have a review of, well, rock and roll meets Dot Chandler. That'll be up too. So give us a call.
Hi, this is Mark Volman
And Howard Kaylan.
the Fluorescent Leech and Eddie, urging everyone 18 and over to use their power to vote.
There are 25 million new youth voters in the 72 elections, and this is it, you guys. Let's get out there and make the world a lot better place to live in.
Flo and Eddie brought to you by the National Association of Progressive Radio Announcers.
Whoa.
How sick.
Did we make the world? Did it happen? Is this a better
we're
place?
about to make the world a better place.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hi, Marshall.
Flo and
God.
Eddie, or Howard Kaylan and
He called about 20 minutes
Mark
ago.
Volman.
folks.
Mark
the other guy.
Volman's
Said
the other
he was
guy.
in trouble for guess. This is what he could get you in 20 minutes.
You look remarkably like Peter Falk and Mr. Cassavetes. What was that? Someone mumbled in my ear. Was that in the... Oh, come into the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
How's
it.
that?
That's much
Is
more
that
intimate.
much better?
Yeah.
It is more intimate.
See, that's funny. The mics are louder at Metro Media.
Metro who?
No, I was just kidding.
That's
You guys used to be competition.
Nah.
Not really. We were
We
off
never
the air
looked at
by
ourselves
now. Weren't we?
We were Peter Falk's competition, perhaps.
No, we did do radio for a while. I don't think we were really competing against anything. On Sunday night,
No,
there was...
we perpetrated hoaxes. That was a different thing. This is public service. This is unique.
We had a lot of trouble when we did radio, actually.
Why?
Well, there was a one night when Ringo Starr did our show. He came on spewing, just
Obscenities. He got
and-
loose.
Wow.
And we had no what they have in radio is a delay system.
Right. If you could hear the time it took from the moment I'm speaking right now,
Yeah.
until the second it's coming out of your radio, there would be a...
We
There would
didn't
be a
have delay on our
there
early
would be a-
shows.
On the early.
delay.
Yes, the early Flo and Eddie
Delay.
shows,
Uh-huh.
which were at a radio
Delay.
station in Los Angeles that went out of business after they couldn't
It
pay
just went in
Oh,
business
K-Rock.
again.
Well, we can say that.
Well, I did.
Sure.
The
No,
money
you
right?
can't.
Oh.
They
No.
never paid us,
They owe
by the
us.
way. So, Gary, if you're listening,
And any FCC people, don't forget your friends Flo and Eddie. We tried suing. They said, it's not enough, kid.
We
the
didn't
lawyer's
really
cost
mind.
alone will be.
we
Really?
didn't mind that we didn't get paid.
Oh,
we
I
were on
cared,
the, We
man.
were on the air there for a long
I could
time.
use it now.
Yeah,
Anything.
now it would be great.
Anything.
If you'd like to send in donations, send them in care of me, and I'll filter them
Perhaps
out.
we should tell them who we are
Oh, I
before
don't
we
care. Oh,
solicit
yeah.
their help.
Wait a
You
minute,
just
we
played
tried
the
to...
Turtles record. I was going to ask you. You said that was your favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean above Happy Together and Eleanor?
Your copy
and-
skips, Marshall.
Hey, listen, that's because I played it a lot. See,
Oh.
that's genuine love. No, because I had to play you guys as a disc jockey, as a top 40
Had
jock.
to play us.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
Hey, and you had
On
some...
the list.
Yeah, you had some hits that we had to play over and over
Oh,
and
name 'em.
over.
That's not-
Eleanor.
Ah,
Eleanor is one of the ones that I've never been
That's
able...
not much different than it is today, actually, that have to play the hits routine, you know, that.
yeah, but it has
Well,
nothing to do with
at
us.
a top 40 station, though, that you burn through 30 records real fast.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
And I remember doing 6-hour Saturday shifts at night with no commercials, and it would come up God knows how many times in a
That's
6-hour
true.
shift.
There aren't very many Starbucks being born out there these days.
If you want to talk to Flo and Mark,
No.
formerly of
No, we'll go with
the Phosphorescent Leech and Eddie.
Mark Volman
Flo and
Flo.
or Howard Kaylan, Eddie.
How come you change your names all the time? Is that part
Well,
of the...
initially, Flo and Eddie, see, we took our album cover pictures the wrong way. I used to be Fluorescent Leech, and he used to be Eddie, and then we took our first album cover picture standing on the wrong
Wrong
size,
side.
and they used it, and the type wouldn't go above our names properly, so you want to be Flo? Sure, he'll be Flo. It doesn't matter.
It
We're
didn't
flexible.
mean a whole lot to us. It was more or less a non-declarative.
Anything for a buck,
And that's what it's all about, money.
I suppose. Or
Frank Zappa
something.
said that years ago, we're only in it for the money.
Sure.
I think that everyone took the...
I have a reply to that. I think that we're connoisseurs of boredom, and we're really looking for either something super tense or something that's just not to care.
And that, well, yeah,
That
what do you mean
sort of
super tense? What do you...
I think that creating tension like we did on the radio with people not knowing what was going to be said or happen next, we're pretty frank about our opinions and pretty brutal. Our musical taste, has nothing to do with the fact that we're not really the pussycats people think.
You mean if one of the listeners out there who's sitting
Oh.
on their bed or whatever and said, I wonder what they would tell me, you would tell them. You'd
This
give
is the
them
time.
An unexpurgated
some-
opine.
Sure.
Yes, we do listen to a lot of music daily. I mean, we have
what
Do
am
you
I gonna-
steal from it? Do you steal licks?
Well, I wouldn't
We
say...
steal the actual records, yes.
Ah, good.
No, stealing...
Stealing
no,
licks
stealing
off of
licks
records.
is, you know, there's...
No, I'll take whole songs. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go big.
Do you
I want a
bother
Harrison suit or nothing.
Do you bother changing your lead sheets, or do you
No, I'll
just leave them-
Xerox it right out of a book. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
care.
think it bothers people anymore that, you know, hit records they buy today are just, you know...
Our old Stephen
Twisted.
Foster records.
Just kind of... What did you just do
You
there?
just blew out my headset.
Is
Yeah,
that
you
right?
just pushed...
Mine's
it.
really
You don't
loud
have
now.
a first,
Yeah,
do
what
you?
happened?
Yeah, you see, you shouldn't do that if you don't have a first-class license. All right, we'll be right back with Flo and Eddie and the headsets.
I'm sorry.
But we do have a little business to take care of, so why don't we sandwich two of those little businesses right in there on the talk show on Monday morning.
Both of us?
Fred Gallardo.
Now that we've let the audience warm up, we're going to take a call, and you're showing how nice you are. You're really hand kissers, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We're sweethearts.
Yes,
I think Cassavetes wet my chair.
Good morning, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes,
Yes, good morning.
good morning.
How are you?
I'm splendid. How are you?
Fine. You may have to turn down your radio, though, or we're going to get a round going.
I see.
You know, like row, row,
Yeah.
row, row. Your.
I've turned the thing down.
Go ahead and fire away.
Yes, I'd like to talk to the ex-Turtles.
You got him.
Are you English?
No,
You Southern?
no, I'm from the Bronx.
Oh.
He's got that distinctive
He
Car
does have a-
54 sound.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely true. Well, I'd like to talk about the deplorable lack of manners today.
In society as a whole?
Yes, in general.
Yeah, what do you find offensive? I think it's a return to Roman times. I'm digging it.
Yes, I think it's absolutely disgraceful.
What would you do?
Well, I'd probably give them all a good hiding.
Do you like finger bowls?
Quite assiduously, yes, usually.
You know who this sounds like?
Who?
You know who this sounds like?
No, I'm chomping at the bit.
Who are you?
Pardon me?
Are you anyone? It sounds like Ian,
Am I anyone?
doesn't it?
Not just
Catch him on it. Yes, hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, hello.
I changed it to sir.
Sir, yes,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's very appreciative.
A deplorable lack of manners. What brought that subject burning to your mind?
Probably us, right?
It's uncertain, really.
It's uncertain what caused it?
Yes.
You just...
It just suddenly came upon me in a flash of euphoric realization.
How do you liken Flo and Eddie to the loss of the world's moral code?
Yes, I think probably they are a direct result of the entire procedure.
A cause or an effect?
All we'll do is take your opinion and kind of reevaluate it.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, well, that's
Well,
nice that you called. Thanks.
That was the sum total of your contribution?
Not really.
All right, well, contribute some more.
Yes, well, have a good show.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks.
Who was that?
Sounded like the road manager from Deep Purple.
Yeah.
I met
Easily
him once in
done.
Atlanta, and he used to call up and go, "My truck's broken down."
Well, listen, if they want to call, kids, the lines are open.
We don't know
Now
much
is your
about manners
chance.
and stuff. We know a little bit about music. We did work with an incredibly manneristic person, Zappa, for a while.
A manneristic person?
Yeah, he was
Oh, yes.
learned a lot about manners.
Totally
from Frank.
manneristic.
Yeah,
Really?
No-
yeah.
no
You know,
doubt
Frank
about
Zappa went to Chaffee Junior College.
that's what
No,
I hear.
I
yeah,
missed
got
that.
busted in Cucamonga for
He
making
was
a
from
dirty
Pomona,
movie,
yeah,
supposedly.
something
Yeah.
like that.
That's true.
Great area to be from. I know I'm from there.
Is that where you
And
come
where are
about,
you
like
from?
Chaffee College?
Chaffee.
Chaffee.
Chaffee, Susan Chaffee.
My gosh.
Well, see, that's the way, where we
You're not making them burn up the lines.
No, I
870-8716 there, folks. And if you don't call up, then we'll keep talking. And then where will you be? No, the lines are open. They're free. You can call. And if you do call, we'll give you a prize.
Really?
Why do I do what I do? To hear a call go through. To hear all that telephone company equipment work for you. That's what we're after. Chirps, bells, and tinkles.
And you just kind of go over and over and over forever.
Yeah, we shortened it when we made the single record so we could get played on the radio.
Do you whisper anything in the background, like
Oh, yeah.
to give a clue? I mean, do you say
Paul is dead.
Paul's the walrus?
No.
No?
No clues.
Oh. Well, we sound like we're having an immensely good time here.
We're
but
lying.
Actually, everybody is really bored, and
Look at
I'm
those
sorry
phone
the
calls.
girls
They're hot
didn't
to
show
go.
up. I was
Oh,
going
that's
to try
okay.
and...
We were out clubbing actually before drinking at our regular place in Redondo Beach.
Oh, you have a regular place.
Yeah,
Sort of a place that we go,
What,
yeah.
What place is
Yeah.
the... Can you say the name?
No, we better not.
It'd
No.
probably be not such a good idea.
But what about, could people cruise Redondo till they find it?
Oh, yeah.
Alice did.
Yeah,
He
it's right.
cruised tonight.
Yeah, it's right out on the pier. Actually,
Had a few
They can't-
drinks.
I see. But there's only... Isn't there just a fish bait place out in the pier?
Oh no, it's very built up, very
Oh.
suavette
It's
these
called
days.
Under the
Right.
Pier. Actually, it's a cute little club,
All right.
live music and stuff.
Who'd you hear?
A group called CY Walking.
CY Walking?
Band. Yeah,
And-
great.
Yeah, it's actually a term meaning cheeseburgers to go or something in Chicago where they come from.
That's really American. I went
Yeah.
to see...
They are very American.
Very American.
Oh.
They have names like Debbie and Michael and John.
They don't
Debbie?
even know how American they are.
That's
They are
great.
very American. That's a very American term.
Were you
Yes.
drinking American beer?
Actually, Howard
no,
was
in
not.
fact, I was not.
Oh.
I was drinking Danish beer.
Danish beer?
Yes.
Well, that's almost American, no?
No.
It's not like you were drinking
No.
Japanese beer.
Oh no. Give me a
Oh no,
break.
you liked
no.
it though? I do.
Japanese beer?
Every once in a while.
A
It's
little
not-
break?
Us-
What's your
us-
favorite
us-
brand?
Well, they have one with a little rising sun on it.
Rising
oh.
Sun beer.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not going for it.
I know very well that beer.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some good beers all over when we just got back from Australia and New Zealand.
You're
They
boring.
Have some good
This
beers.
is boring.
I think
Take
that-
a call quick.
I think that discussion
Let's
of
hurry it up.
beer was
I wouldn't mind
just
having
really...
them one right now, actually.
A call?
No, but
A
you
beer.
can't drink a beer within 2,500 yards of a microphone.
I'll go out.
It's
Here's
on.
the call. Here
Why are
we
you
go.
scratching yourself?
Me? Lice?
Good morning. You're on
You
the air,
said that.
along with Flo and Eddie.
Yes, thank
And
you.
I'm George
Good morning,
Fenneman.
Marshall and Flo and Eddie.
Hi.
I was listening a little bit ago, and you was talking about Frank Zappa.
Uh-huh.
And I heard some stories from friends that live in Antelope Valley. And they told me that Frank Zappa used to go to Antelope Valley High School.
That'd be one from. I wouldn't
Gee,
know.
It's not true.
I
Your
never
friends are
heard.
lying through their teeth.
I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, didn't so-and-so play in the Turtles or something at one time in our life? There's always one guy in school.
Remember Maury Swenson? I met him on a plane from Butte the other day, and he was a good friend of yours. In fact, road managed you guys in '68. No, he didn't.
What's funny is before we started the Turtles, we used to go down to this bowling alley in
What was it called
Torrance.
then? It was the... Was it Carolina Pines?
Carolina Pines,
One of
and we
them.
used to pretend we were in Jerry and the Pacemakers.
And they'd give us free drinks and stuff.
Yeah, they would.
It was incredible. We'd order white tea and kippers. What you mean, no kippers then, love?
We had all their
It was
names
great.
memorized, so we could drop in.
Hello,
all the
Wanda,
names.
then can I bowl a few lines?
Sometimes it was Dave Clark 5, depending on how we felt that night.
And how the weight was.
So, somebody telling you that Frank Zappa went to school.
Don't believe it.
Yeah.
Genius is in the eye of the beholder.
I think he went to school in Pomona, right?
Had
Something- yeah.
song that he sang about Antelope Valley.
What does he know?
What's the name of the song?
Listen,
Oh, man, I can't remember.
Frank Sinatra sang Chicago. He didn't come from there.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but his heart is there.
Of course.
I mean, that's
Oh,
his
his-
town.
Well, that's what I had to say. And,
Well, thanks for calling up.
Very
you
articulate.
have a good weekend and everything.
What
Yeah.
could go wrong? Thank you.
All right,
Mhm.
bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, listen, I pointed out, because I'm a very astute observer of things, that 1977 to be in, 1977, one of the chic things is going to be money and power. You see, already in like, a month, I've gone to two things that were real shishi.
Money
Is that
and
the
power.
Do
word?
you mean shishi, meaning you had to wear like a black tie? Is that?
Yeah,
You
like I have
elaborately
on,
done up
like I
tonight.
had on, yeah.
Yeah, tonight.
Now you went and saw Jethro Tull tonight,
Yeah.
is that correct? At Dorothy Chandler?
You'd
Yeah.
rather not
Are you
comment
gonna save
on
that for an editorial later on?
No,
or-
I thought that
We get to it now?
I thought that the whole entertainment was a nice try.
Spit it out, Marshall.
You
This
know,
is no time to
I,
mince words.
No, it's just, it was very weird. I remember seeing movies. You remember things like Don't Knock the Twist, movies like that?
High School
Okay.
Confidential.
Yeah, right. All the way through, the grown-ups would be, going boo-hiss to rock and roll, and they'd be keeping
Star
their,
is Born.
right, their
Uh-huh.
daughters
I
from
got
going
it.
to the dances, and then
Sure.
something would happen, and Jet, the lead guitar player who wore a black leather jacket, would prove that he was really a nice guy by marrying Peggy, right? And at the end, they would be playing in a
boy.
school cafeteria, and everyone, including the adults, would be smiling and twisting, right? And the adults would be won over to rock and roll. Well, I think that's what tonight was all about, and I don't think it worked,
Well, okay,
Wow,
you heard
there
it,
you go.
folks.
because I think
Review.
KLOS exclusive,
I
huh?
think the people. Well, no, I think what Ian Anderson and
Well, I think
Jethro
it's a
Tull
good-
do.
I like the
are,
idea. It's great. $50 for a seat, and all the money is going to charity. I
Right.
think that's a.
What is the charity?
It doesn't say.
No,
but-
it's for the Actors Workshop.
Is it the One
there.
Foot Singer Foundation?
No, it's the Actors Workshop. Now we do have the technical thing there, $50. I'm gonna have to send in $25.
No, you're not going to be shamed into a
I
compromising
might.
position by your employer.
No,
No, he has nothing to do with it. This is my
Well,
own.
what do you care? Why are you giving him for his clothes? What does he need? What's the charity? Would you look and see? I've got to know.
It's
It-
the actors.
it doesn't,
What do you mean it
it's-
doesn't,
say on.
It's at the Dorothy. We'll take another phone call before we.
Anyone who went
get
to
in
the
trouble.
show, I'd really like to hear from
Yeah,
anyone else.
if anyone else went to the show,
Including Ian, if you're out there.
and a lot of jewels were rattled. I rattled my jewels.
You're suggesting that it was
Hoi pull, a very hotsy-totsy
Oh
then.
yeah.
not like a hot tuna concert, is what you're trying to say.
You couldn't
I've never
get
been to
down
a
in
hot.
the aisle or
I've never
anything.
been to a hot tuna concert.
Whoa.
Whoa. Don't bother.
Really? Hey, when you guys play at the Santa Monica Civic, do you put the chairs so close together you can barely breathe?
We really have.
I'd never set up
groups
the
don't
chairs
have
at
any
Santa
control
Monica.
of that. That's really up to the promoter and see how many people he wants to try and squeeze in.
It's a
Yeah,
little
but
game
it's
they play in
very
Santa Monica called
uncomfortable.
Break the Fire Law.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you
something
can't
like
go on and say things like that. He didn't really mean
No.
it.
It's not at Santa Monica.
And I'm certainly glad that we're having this discussion of alternate energy
Here we
sources
go.
on the talk show on KLOS. Good morning, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi, Mark and Howard. My name is Lauren.
Hi.
I met you about 3 years ago at a party at
Gotcha,
Barbara
Lauren.
Tim DeWitt's house.
Oh.
But I haven't seen them in
publicist.
ages. I was just wondering if you knew how they were.
Sure, would you like to know how they are?
Well,
Yes.
yes,
Barbara
DeWitt.
and Tim are doing fine. They have two lovely children.
Yes, I know,
DeWitt
Gary, I know.
Public Relations, which is a spin-off, now handles Flo and Eddie's PR, as well as David Bowie's and Tom
Does she still
Waits.
work for War Talk?
No.
No.
split away. This is a very interesting, intimate conversation with our friends here. I'm really having a good time.
I'm certainly glad.
Well, I'm certainly glad.
No, she's doing quite well and living in a bigger house
Gee,
now.
that's nice of you to ask.
Well,
Yes.
tell them that Lori said hello.
Okay.
I will indeed.
Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
That was it, huh?
This is like
This is
a
like
dating
Peyton
service.
Place or
This is
something.
great.
This is-
You
this
call
is-
in and pass on messages to their friends.
I like
No,
to
you're not.
dedicate
You're not
this
supposed to
call-
do that. Technically,
know,
that's a
that's-
violation.
So sewer.
870. We've got one line, two lines open. We'll have another line open as soon as we breeze through this one. 870-8716 is the number to call. Put your phalanges in there and spin it around. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you kids today?
Oh, feeling spry and chipper.
Neat.
How come we're having all these women call in? We
Well,
never
that's
have
what
women
we
call
attract. We
Change of
in.
image.
You guys are really a sex symbol.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well, we've noticed since hanging out with the Quick and the Runaways that a lot more of the younger generation are picking up on what we're doing.
Punk rock. You're into punk rock.
Oh, yes.
Sure,
That's a
then
major announcement. Their next record is going to feature punk rock.
We're into
Careful.
anything for
We-
a second.
no,
Wait, what
we-
about this girl on the phone here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
hi.
Can we answer any question for you? Or
Well, well,
Do you like punk rock?
sure, yeah. Hulk rock.
Folk rock?
Hulk.
Hulk.
Hulk rock.
Kind of like hunk and punk and Hulk.
Hulk, that's sort of like Bachman Turner.
Is that sort of, that's what is happening at your school, huh?
Well, I'm not really in a school. I'm kind of old.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 21.
You're kidding. You don't sound 21.
What are you wearing?
Nightwear.
What's your what?
Evening wear.
Evening wear.
Okay, yeah.
Just gloves.
That's great. Did you
I'm
go,
waiting for that.
do you like Jethro Tull?
Oh, sure.
Okay, see, she'd have loved tonight's show.
Flo and Eddie
Did-
poll here for
Did you go to the Tull concert?
No,
The
I'm
concerto?
not for rich or
Oh, neither am I.
or anything. I just, like to listen to the radio.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, great.
We like talking to you. That's
Keep listening
terrific.
here. This is a good place to. Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Bye-bye. You're not asking them if they're album buyers or anything.
I know.
Not yet. We're just
Yeah.
waiting for someone who's awake.
All right. Well, somebody who's awake challenged the collective great minds of Flo and Eddie and myself.
Or don't.
And we'll be right back. But first, we should take care of some more business.
This is Damien.
They're the Turtles, and we did meet again. 10 years later, here's Flo and Eddie.
Isn't it like the good old days? Nothing changed.
Blackmail. That film was blackmail.
I got to tell you, the Turtles, Flo and Eddie, Mark and Howard, it is.
Yes.
Mark and Howard did not know that we were going to play that thing. And listen, as long as I would go on looking like that, I thought you should go on looking like that, too.
Well, we have definitely, gotten better looking, improved on our pop. Don't you agree?
Yes, right. Don't they agree? Right.
On a mass level, we're definitely more appealing.
I want to tell you that your record, Keep It Warm, is got the most fantastic lyrics I've ever heard. When you go out and buy that record, and you are going to go out and buy that record, I want you to listen to it. Right? You're going to go out and buy that record. I want you to listen to the lyrics.
And I'm that short.
Oh, yeah, right. I want you to go out and buy the record by Flo and Eddie. I want to thank you very much for being on our show. Keep It Warm, Flo and Eddie. And maybe we'll meet again before 10 years, okay?
Probably, sure.
All right.
Call you.
We have to go. Don't go away. We have to go. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We have Car Wash next from the Lloyd Thaxton Wax Museum. So don't go away. We'll be right back on the Lloyd Thaxton Special.
So happy together. So happy together. No, don't play that one.
But I like that one. They know that one.
That's old. Play another one.
I'll play another one.
No.
But I
don't
love
play
that one. I'm singing on that one, too.
don't care. Play
They know
another
that.
one. Play
Okay,
another
I'll play another one.
Get it off.
But I love
We're
that
gonna
song.
Play everything we
I
ever
know
did.
that song.
Why don't you play something from our brand new album?
Why didn't you say that before? Mark Volman,
Howard Kaylan,
the Fluorescent Leech and Eddie.
on reprise.
I've been born again, again. I've been born again. I've been born again, again. I've been born again. I've been born again, again. I've been born again. I've been born
I've got seats number XJYP 17 and 18.
Bill, I'm their scalper person. Just a second while I get out my handy Wolfen Riskoway concert guide so I can see where those seats are. Why those seats are out here in the parking lot.
Hey, let me see that book. Why, look, seating charts for every concert hall in Southern California.
Yeah, maps to tell you how to get there.
And sports seating guides and interviews.
And a 16-page pull-out concert calendar, tons of pictures, and a look backstage behind the scenes.
Uh-oh, here's a whole article about scalping. I'm in big trouble. Hey, kid, how much do you want for your concert guide?
Are you kidding? Willikers, I wouldn't give up my new official Wolf and Rissmiller concert guide for anything.
Available everywhere records, tickets, and books are sold. Don't buy tickets without it.
Ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, go ahead with it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gee, made me look like I have egg on my face. It's a 45 there, and it's got a big hole in it, see? And we're having a little problem with that technically.
It's okay. These people
We have time to burn.
Well, I was hoping that what, the turntable isn't going to go at 45? Oh, go ahead. Thank you. I'll bet you $1 you don't know who that was.
You're on, I gets.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Oh.
You lose. Let me have the $1.
Oh, was it Charlie and Inez?
No, he was right, actually,
no,
but I
okay.
just didn't want to make myself
You don't
look
have
like
the $1, do you?
No, but would you like a stud?
Hiker.
Wait, what was the other? They had another great record after that, a real fast one. Something that
They
was
did?
Yeah, something you don't know.
They probably had many.
Yeah, many, I don't.
You have come through an interesting period that I wasn't here for. I missed out on all the fun of the 60s in L.A. How does it feel to be a survivor? I mean, a lot of people fell down along the way.
Well, a lot of us are still falling for a living. You know, it doesn't mean that it's not fun to fall.
That must have been an incredible period of time, though, to be in L.A.
It was, you mean the Flower Children
Yeah,
era and all
yeah.
that? Oh, yeah, it was. Folk rock, Donovan, the Trip, all that. That was great.
Vito Litos.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, where are we now? Now things are just kind of...
The revolution's over, we won. Enjoy it.
We did win?
Sure.
What does that mean we can do?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're a victim of your own regime,
I mean,
sucker.
just in the last 10 years, it's, you know, things are legal that weren't legal, and things are a lot, you know, lesser proportioned in as far as what you pay for, you know.
Yeah, but now that things are looser, why is hair getting shorter?
No one cares. If it gets in the way, they'll cut it.
See, back then, not to have long hair was a statement of, you know, not going along with the whole
You and
thing.
me against the world.
Yeah, it was definitely, you were rebelling against what your mom and dad's kind of stood for.
Now your dad has shoulder-length hair.
And
you
I've got
wanna
a flat
look
top.
different. You got to be a Bay City Roller if he's the Rolling Stones. Right?
That's definitely true. It's kind of turned around. I mean, when we came to Los Angeles from the Redondo Beach, which is, you know, still Los Angeles, but it sure seemed different. You know?
We played there. We live in Westchester. I mean, my heart belongs to Westchester.
We graduated
Oh, no.
from Westchester High School in Los Angeles,
Maybe
and
not.
we graduated like in February of '65, and in June of '65 we were out on tour with the Turtles in the last remnants of the period of Caravan of Stars, where you went out on bus tours with like 12 acts and did 2 songs a night and
Lip synced?
No.
No lip syncing, huh?
That was
Cardinal
like
sin.
Tom Jones and Peter and Gordon and Brian Hyland.
Ronnie Dove and the Shirelles. and everybody crammed
It reads
into a
like
bus.
a K-Tel album.
Wow. You actually had to ride a bus together with all
Oh,
those people?
yeah. It was like one of the last Dick Clark tours. I'm really glad that we got a chance to do it. That was
To
like
see it,
65.
Uh-huh.
That was one of the final ones that he did. It just wasn't profitable, you know. Artists started demanding more money, and the tours started costing big bucks.
A lot more. And then the psychedelic period where the Turtles, we kind of flipped right out with the whole generation, you know.
Uh-huh.
We just flowed right and eddied right into that. And we did our days too. I mean, as you were saying earlier, the lane between the speakers of the hi-fi with,
Yeah,
you know.
it wasn't that we necessarily reflected all those changes in the songs that you were hearing from the Turtles on the air. You know, we could still do Happy Together and She'd Rather Be With Me and all those kinds of songs and not get too...
They ran through all the coffee.
What
They're
is
bringing
this?
one
I don't
coffee and
understand
3
this.
straws.
The 3 of us ordered a coffee. We got back 15 cents for $1.50.
Well, we
got
And
one lousy
coffee.
cup.
I don't believe
It
this.
tastes good though, and we can pass it around. This
But
is,
chicken
God,
gnosis.
just like sharing and all. What she's doing something with the microphone.
I like what she's doing too. It's great.
Yeah,
But that's
very
great.
nice.
That's
Thank
I
you.
bet you they didn't move it all day, and just because I can't sit back. If I do, they can't hear me. It is late when you talk, you know, it's a bit softer. We're doing a singing session tomorrow, and yesterday we've been singing with a couple of people in town who are working, and so you have to kind of retain your voices in
That's
the,
true. I've
in
gotta
the
try to
quiet
remember
times.
Mm-hmm.
You actually
Thank
do.
you,
I mean, it's
Erwin
like
Corey.
pacing yourself.
What do you mean retain your voice?
Well, because, you know, you sing, if you sing all the time, and we do a lot of singing, and we've just been out touring, and our voices, when you come back off a tour, are sometimes...
It can be pretty grim.
Yeah.
The microphone is not a critical, you know, audience like you get on the road. It's hyper. It's headphone people. You know, you got to be more on than you do in even a normal concert performance when you can take away with the visuals or squint and get into a note or something or let it go by and before they know it, it's too late. They don't know if you were flat or not.
Right.
You know, one of those.
Right. You're doing some session. Is this on your next
Well, no,
Flo and
it
Eddie
has
thing or
nothing
something
to do
else?
with us,
No,
really.
no,
It's just
back
some...
up.
A cancer commercial.
Just some backup singing with some other people.
Backup singing. Could I
cancer
hire you? Could I hire you for backup singing?
How much you got?
Well, I was going to do some news, and you could do backup singing sometime.
Well, there's actually they
Sure,
have,
we have
like
a rate for the
scale
news.
for that.
Oh.
We, you know, you have to join unions to do
couldn't-
all of this
yeah,
stuff.
but couldn't you
can't just-
couldn't you do it for a little less for a friend? I mean,
Oh,
don't
sure.
they do that?
We have a rate, special rate for news.
Buddy rate? Yeah.
Yeah,
We do
Buddy
a
comes
buddy
along with
Buddy and Carlos.
Buddy and Carlos.
Buddy
Hey, that's
Miles
by
and
the way.
Carlos
I gotta do something. I've got to tell the folks out there some hip news.
Sure.
This is just a very brief insert, but if you want to hang out where the stars hang out. Oh, this would be a plug though if I do it, so I
What's
can't
that?
do it. I was going to tell them where the stars are all hanging out these days, but I can't do it because that'd be a commercial.
That would be, and then
Where
you
are
have to
they hanging out?
offer equal time.
Yeah, really.
Where are they hanging out?
I can't tell you.
Well,
He'll
you tell
tell you
me
after.
off the air.
Yeah.
That's not an advocation of anything.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Flo and Eddie some questions.
Oh, fire away.
Yeah. Since I know you guys are authorities on rock and roll.
We never said that.
Yes, well, I did. I'd like to ask you, I'm sure a question that's on everybody's mind is, what do you know, what do you think of West Coast pop art experimental band?
Oh, what a group. What a fine
That's
group.
easy to say now that they're not around anymore. They were a great band. A friend of ours actually played bass in that band, a guy by the name of John Hill, who was one of the original bass players in that band. He was right. That band was like in the days of the
13th floor elevator.
peanut butter conspiracy. It was
Good
right in there.
days.
They had a great record. It's a happening thing.
Peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah.
We did some tours with them in the early days. Them and the Music Machine.
Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Oh, jeez. Names I haven't heard, except the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. I just found an album by them. I have that album in the arena.
Yeah.
And other great cuts. I was going to bring that in tonight. Something told me to bring it
What
in,
a
and I
prize.
didn't.
Yeah, their first album they did, Zappa's Help I'm a Rock.
Did
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah, oh, their
That's
records
true.
were great, yeah.
You ever hear the Hampton Grease Band?
How about
Yeah,
Lothar and the Hand People?
Music
Good, they had a
That's right.
theremin.
That's right.
Lothar in the Hand. Yeah,
Lothar in the
yeah.
Hand.
Let's not forget Chocolate Watch Band.
Oh,
great.
The
got a
Inner
connoisseur.
Mystique Chocolate Watch
Yeah,
Band.
no way out. Also,
This is unbelievable.
the Crossfires. Did you guys ever do original material or just kind of copy stuff?
No, we did. We had a record that was big in San Bernardino called One Potato, Two Potato on the Lucky Token record label. That was an original tune, but God knows why it came out.
You were still in high school, Westchester?
Yes.
At that time,
right.
yes, we were. We had made one record prior to that on the Capco record label, which is really a collector's item called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Backed with Fiberglass Jungle.
They were instrumentals,
Surf
surfing
stuff.
instrumentals.
Wow. Did you guys play or just?
Yeah, Howard played
Saxophones,
saxophone, and I'm on one
Tambourine
side.
and visual effects.
Right, I was kicking what did you call those things?
What was
Echo,
that?
one of those
Fender
units.
reverb. Just
You know,
kicking
remember
it.
those
Just
things that the
kicking
surf
it?
bands used to
Yeah,
have?
yeah.
It just went surf scatter shield and stuff by the
Yeah,
Safari.
we did whole songs like that.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds very far
Were
out.
some of the turtles in the Crossfire?
Yes.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, we
Crossfire.
just changed our name one week and showed up at the same club.
Hey, what's a hip thing to say now instead of far out?
Mm.
What do your peer? Hey, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do your friends say when they slap their knees and exclaim? What do they say?
Ouch.
Wow.
They
Far
say
out.
what good old Michael Blodgett used to say, groovy.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who do
that's.
you hang out with, sir?
I'm gonna write that down now.
It
That's
has been a long time since we had any
groovy.
new.
I thought Paul
Groovy.
Simon said that years ago.
Feeling groovy.
Well, this fellow here, it's obvious that you own several
This
records
fellow here is
yourself.
obvious that he's lonely. He'll probably call back in an hour. You'll talk to him again.
He'll want to
sooner
know
than
about
that.
Do you?
Sooner.
the
Does your
Boston sound.
Does your girlfriend like your music choices?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
Not too
understand.
many
Let's see.
People that like records this much don't have girlfriends.
Why?
That's another story too. But
Oh, did you lose your girlfriend? Was this
No.
because of an alternate energy source?
Yeah, records.
Records.
Yeah.
What is this alternate energy source?
Well, that's what we're discussing this morning.
Is
That's
that
what
the
I
feasibility.
think it's like the Beacon Street Union, something like that.
Oh, except the Beacon Street, we're from Boston. We're
Yeah,
Lost
that's
Town
right.
Sound.
Yeah.
Bluff.
Spinach.
Do you want to hear an interesting anecdote? I
Jeff
know
Baxter was in Ultimate Spinach.
That's true.
the
That's
interesting
true.
anecdote I was
Who's
just
Jeff
going to-
Baxter?
And the roadie from
Yeah.
Ultimate Spinach is now the roadie with Aerosmith.
Now, isn't this good stuff, folks?
Bob
Roadies
Kelleher.
there.
Whoopee, right?
Whoopee.
Boy, that's really
I'm really
inside.
having a great time.
Is
We'll
it- is
get
it
you
true
some
that you
pictures of
guys,
the roadies with Deep Purple. You will have a good
Is it true you guys left the mothers because Zappa couldn't, was no longer feasible economically?
No,
to keep
no,
you guys?
no.
You got kind of a poor response.
No, Frank had a very terrible fall happen to him in London. He was pushed off the stage at the Rainbow Theatre from a jealous, insidious lover and sustained multiple injuries, and the band couldn't go out on the road, and Flo and Eddie were starving and ready and took the group literally and said, Frank, we've got to work, and went out there and cut an album, and that's how it all happened. It was nothing that,
It
to
had
do with
nothing
finance.
to do with money at all, yeah.
However, if I would have been smart and thought about it,
We'd
it
have
would
left-
have had a lot more to do with money than it really did.
We wish it did have something to do with
Did
money.
you help write very much of the stuff when you guys did with the mothers, or was it
Yeah.
mostly all Zappa stuff?
No, toward the end, when we weren't afraid to put our names on something or fight for songs that we co-wrote, rather than bowing to the supreme force.
Howard said many times one of the things that Frank Zappa does well is taking what you do best and finding a way to twist it about and use it originally, performed by Frank Zappa. And so he
That
takes
is his art.
Right, the culmination of a lot of
Stealing
people's good ideas,
is his art.
and he, regurgitates them
He
into
steals them.
Yeah,
Frank, if you're listening,
But
the
it's
number to
terrific.
call
It's
is
genius.
870-871-6. You can refute this insidious
No,
charge.
Frank knows that we're grateful
It
as
has
hell and
nothing.
really
It
enjoyed
is,
those years.
Yeah, we really did.
And wouldn't do it again for cheap.
But we used to give Frank several ideas. I mean, the whole concept of the White Fillmore
He
East
stole
album
it.
was a story we had told him that he took to his room and literally brought back the next day and made us learn, word for word, the whole pop star groupie relationship of, do you like my new car? I'm not a groupie. What kind of girl do you think we are? Which later became his basic concept for the film 200 Motels, which...
That was a biggie. That one
That
died.
was-
That one
Yeah.
died on the vine.
Well, listen, they
Yeah.
still show it at the Fox Venice. That's all I gotta say.
He got
of
a
course,
three
they
and-
show
three
anything.
and a
at the
half
Fox
in the
Venice.
music book and a
That's-
movie book.
That's true.
And so he's wide awake too.
Are you still there?
Yes. Was there much improvisation on your part when you guys did live stuff like Have Gun Will Travel? Was that
Oh,
like
sure.
improvised? Or?
Well, a lot of those things, by the time they got to Have Gun Will Travel stage and performance, which is a little known bit, sir, now that you're bringing it up. Hey Boy and Paladin at the lobby of the classic
Did you
Crystal
ever
Palace
see
Hotel.
the Star Trek one we did? We did a Star Trek with Frank Zappa about Spock's ears freezing up and stuff. It was really unbelievable. We used to make up a lot of stuff, but as we found it worked night to night, we would leave it in, and it would become part of the...
If we were supposed to do Paladin one day, we'd throw in a Star Trek, and if it worked, we'd use it alternately or use it the next night. It all built from that. It's the same as any stage show. You've got to know the folklore of the group to even perform.
Hey, listen, I want to get very personal with you, listener.
Yeah.
So can you just I'll be personal and just say, hang on through this, and we'll be right back with you. What's your first name?
Brian.
Okay, Brian. You're the only one I want to know whose first name. I'm just the rest. We'll be right back.
How about me?
Here's a message from the KLOS Community Switchboard. If you've ever shown a boy how to shoot a jump shot, and as the ball goes through the hoop, he's giving you that smile that says, "Thanks, friend, for showing me how," you know it's a good feeling. Well, that's the big brother feeling, and right now a lot of fatherless boys here in Los Angeles County need big brothers. As a big brother, you'll spend a few hours a week doing the things you like to do, but sharing them with a boy. Call the Brother Line today for more information. Call Big Brothers by dialing 213-BROTHER.
3 a.m. here as we all call for tea on KLOS. We're going to, don't look panicked, we're going to surf. Here we are back again, discussing the great and the near great, telling the intimate secrets, the stories behind the stories.
We used to go down and see, did my thing...
No, you're okay.
I'm okay, yeah.
Can you hear yourself?
No. Only Howard can fix it, actually. I think, are you plugged in too far?
No, I'm...
I don't know, they're not on now, so...
Mine's on.
Yours is?
Yes. Let me know if you...
folks. This is,
do you not hear it?
870-8716 is the number for you if you'd like to discuss this morning any number of interesting things. By the way, from the Book of Days in 1706, Benjamin Franklin was born today. It's Ben Frank's birthday.
What is it, the 17th?
Yeah, it's Benjamin's birthday.
Did you know that?
No,
early to bed and early to rise.
Look at us.
Yes, that's why none of us are healthy, wealthy, or wise. Ooh.
Let's get back to that caller there.
Oh, I changed the phone line thing. I blew
the
it.
poor little guy. Sorry, Brian. Call back.
Who's on now? Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, sir?
Hello?
Hi, you're on the air.
My name's Tim.
Hi.
I don't care.
You don't?
Okay, go ahead.
Would you care if I'm a virgin?
No, just be gentle with us, Tim.
Sexist.
Okay. Hey, Marshall?
Yes.
You said that you were at the JT concert,
Yeah?
right?
Yeah.
Snooty.
Pardon?
Was it Snooty?
Snooty? I had just finished explaining to a friend of mine that actually we were in good seats, that being down on the floor wasn't really where you wanted to be, because in the old days, back in the medieval times, when they would do a play for the king would get a chair, his throne, out in the middle of the floor and somewhat about a quarter of the way back. And that was the best seat in the house. And the king and the queen would sit there, and then where you sat next to the king and the queen determined your relationship in the court as to your standing. I had just finished that fascinating, fun-filled story.
Boy, what a yawn, Marshall.
When Jethro Tull came out, and Ian Anderson welcomed everyone to the show, and then pointed out the fact that Dorothy Chandler was in the audience. And sure enough, not more than, a little ways away from us, in the seats that we thought might not be the best ones, there she was, the king, or the queen, as it were.
Maybe
and
Dorothy
it was
doesn't
her
care
night.
about Jethro Tull particularly.
She was there, and she was smiling gamefully, and there was a number of people there who were all smiling.
From the record company.
Does that mean it was Snooty?
I don't know. Dorothea didn't say anything to me.
Well, you know, they were back there in the medieval times, if you like a little history.
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay, back there in the medieval times, being down on the floor, as it were, meant that you were a peasant.
Oh. Well,
You
I
weren't
was
kneeling in your seat, were you?
I was hardly on the floor. I was in the first balcone.
Oh, wow. The first balcone.
Yes. Yeah, that was one of the cushy places. And there was a lot of sleek-looking women, their tawny muscles rippling beneath their silken gowns.
You know, I was at the Coliseum once, right?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone scream obscenities?
No.
Oh, tonight? Oh, no.
For $50 a head? No.
There were no
I believe
obscenities.
$50 a ticket.
Really?
Well, it went to charity, you know, I think that...
It was tax-deductible in part.
Tax-deductible.
The limit was 25, wasn't it?
For what?
Per ticket.
Well, that was for the seats down below. I guess Founders Circle had more, they were more expensive. I don't know. I got
weren't
mine
more
through the mail.
Oh, cheers, love.
Oh, thanks.
I got mine right here through the mail, see, and I was sent by an anonymous
I'd like to
donor.
ask Flo and Eddie a question here.
Sure, we'd be happy to answer if we can.
Hello?
Hi.
We're here.
Okay, I'd like to know, you know, there's a lot of folks that I talk to, and I guess it goes the same for me, that back there in 1968 was a pretty free time, you know?
For who?
For who?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, as far as expression and the freedom of, you know, long-haired hippies, right?
Externally, it was a very free time. I don't think the people who had the freedom necessarily knew what to do with it all the time. But no one was stopping them from being idiots.
Yeah, I'd like to know if you think that, if you have, I'd say a little reminiscence in your heart to want to go back to those times.
Not particularly. Why, you have a particular frightening experience I'd remember? What would draw me back to those times? I'm really not a fan of living in the past.
Really, because there's a lot of folks who really feel that those times were so fantastic that they would...
Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. You wouldn't want to still be back in '68 knowing what you know now.
What I know now is not what I knew back in 1968.
Geez, if I knew what I knew now, 68, I could...
Have cleaned up. You
Be
would have been a
rich by now.
commercial success.
Yeah. Just think all the things...
I'd get Bruce Springsteen out of his management contract, I'll tell you that.
I'd go to New Jersey and sign him.
He'd still be in knickers and knee pants and things.
I suppose.
I don't think we really think about going back to the, you know, the old days of reliving the Turtles thing. We had that opportunity. A lot of people around the internationally have offered us touring as the Turtles many times, where we could have done maybe what the Beach Boys are doing, gone out and played an hour and a half of Turtle hits or an hour of Turtle hits in a row.
Very dull.
Yeah, we don't feature that prospect as being having much future involved in that. We like.
It was like reforming the Byrds to a choir of unanimous "Who cares?" You know.
Right.
It was too late. You can't go back. There's no point. The Gene Clarks and the Al Nichols of this world know better.
Do you like going on the road, though? Does that have anything to do with your maybe not wanting to reform anybody? Do you like the road? Do you like
We go out on the road.
There are elements of the road that we like a lot, and you know, we still do it. We travel to Australia once a year. We do a tour of the States usually once a year. We've sort of spread ourselves out
Too
a little.
thin, yeah.
Yeah, we touring. I mean, we've been touring since '65, and the kind of the built-in runaround. You have to do a certain amount of touring, else the record company feels that you've let them down because they have invested a certain amount of money.
And they tell you that your record's not going to be a hit until you go out there and tour those big places. And then you tour the big places and they tell you that, well, it didn't matter that you toured the big places because your record isn't a hit yet. And it's just a cycle that keeps going, and there's
But you managed to
hundreds more
survive.
wheels within wheels.
But that was still that happened to us in
relative,
60.
Marshall.
Yeah, 65, that was going on too. That same built-in runaround of we won't promote your album unless it's a big album, but we can't, you know,
Make it a big album unless we promote your
it.
album.
And it's that kind of built-in, you know, keep the album hidden kind of factor where they really will spring merchandising money on the major acts, you know, and they...
And they'll go around to the radio stations and say, here's your 15 Alice Cooper albums, and oh yeah, here's a Flo and Eddie. If you get time,
yeah, I hear you.
See, now that was one element of radio that we got to see, the promotion men coming in and asking Flo and Eddie to play records, because it was like that. We had always been in the seat of having our records played and then getting to go to record meetings and actually watching them vote albums offer on the chart, you know, on the playing
collective
charts.
thing,
You know,
right?
it was a collective
music
thing,
meeting, the whole. So we, at one point we could release a record, review it in phonograph or a like publication, play it or refuse to play it on the air, and get it bumped off the playlist all in one day.
Hey, that's really a control over your career.
We did.
It was frightening.
Wow. That happened a couple of times. Is this guy still here? I don't even know what.
Hello?
Nostalgia.
Hello.
Hi there. Yeah. We hope we're... Sorry, we just got...
No, I don't want to go back to 68.
No, we don't want to go back.
You don't want to go back.
No.
Have your lyrics changed?
Well, we're still doing Eleanor in the show, so Pride and Joy, etc. is still viable.
I saw that. Why are you still doing Eleanor?
Well, it's kind of hard not to. I guess that Barry Manilow will always sing I write the songs.
What's that got to do?
I don't know.
He didn't write that
We
song,
don't
by the
know
way.
too
No, I
many
know.
other pieces
Sorry,
of
man.
music.
We-
No,
we,
that's a tune that we wrote anyway, so we don't find Eleanor the least bit...
Because you get money every time it's played.
Well, not that either. It still represents a part
It's
of the
not like
music
we're
that we
doing it
like.
now as a Turtle song. We're doing it as a Flo and Eddie song.
Who is
so it's Flo and
Eleanor?
Eddie.
Roosevelt?
No, it just was a 3-syllable name that
Oh.
sounded okay.
Oh,
It's funny, though,
Marrakesh.
people-
Marrakesh.
Three-syllable
see?
name,
Yeah,
right?
I
You
see.
get it.
Is that a grabber? Is that what you're supposed to do? Have 3-syllable names?
Count all the songs that have Saturday in the title.
There's
You know what I mean?
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why I should have
Saturday,
changed
Saturday.
my name, because Marshall Phillips has 2 syllables in both, and that's bad. You should have 1 syllable in the first name, like rock, and then...
She's editorializing.
Rock Marshall?
Are you falling asleep in there?
No.
Go right ahead. What else did you have to ask? We have to move along.
Oh, did you in the future, right? Okay,
There will be one.
right, there usually is.
Well...
Okay. Will you ever write any songs that will emit controversy?
Constantly. We're ablaze with fires of controversy. We
Well,
are
you know
seething.
What I mean by,
Well, I
writing
think...
very strong lyrics or something.
They're strong and they're strong. I don't think I want to incite anybody to riot. I frankly don't care what they do. I got out of that part of the 1968 preachy thing. I really don't care. I'm not trying to change them. I don't care if they hear sitars in their sleep or what their mantra is or whether they blink or anything. You know, what they do is up to them. If anything is going to be preachy, it's going to be my own kind of preaching, like Keep It Warm or something that's irrelevant up until it slaps you or it doesn't. You know, I really don't. I'm not a moralizer.
You know,
We did step out on a little bit of a limb in an album we did prior to our, some say, final album on Columbia called Moving Targets. We had an album called Illegal, Immoral, and Fattening, which was shipped to the program directors around the country with the slip on the bottom that said, "Danger, do not play this album on the air without airing it first and screening the material."
So right away it goes in the whoops, Rusty Warren knockers up pile.
So the program directors, which is a person who picks the music generally on the radio stations,
That makes the whole world sing.
Right, that makes everybody in their city in drive time bop to work. You know, that one guy who decides the fate of most records. He read our little slip on the bottom saying, "Screen this," and he said, "Who has time?" You know, I mean, he's a busy man. And he might have to go to lunch with Chicago or something. So
Or at
he
least
takes
the guy who knows Chicago.
So he'll generally take an album such as one saying, you know, a few four-letter words. It was a live show that we did, and it alluded to some sexual instruments and stuff, and so that's the only way you can
personal
say it.
equipment.
Personal equipment, and so we feel that that album did step on a limb for Flo and Eddie, in as much as that we...
It wasn't family.
It wasn't family, and
was
maybe
big
it
in our
was.
family.
Yeah, it was very. I mean, I know lots of kids who still play it for a chuckle, but I don't think. I think we're going to try and find a way to do a little, you know, get it played. It really helps when people, you know, hear you.
Taking it to the streets is what you're trying to
Yeah.
say, Flo.
How come we only have one Flo and Eddie record in
Well,
the library?
that's what I mean. That's KLOS and even stations around the country who do program. You know, millions of albums come in every week, 3,000 albums a week and such. If immediately one album comes in and it says "screen this" because of objectionable material, forget it.
No time.
No, I think our program director took it home for his own collection. No, Tom, I'm sure he did. If it said "screen this," he'd probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's why we didn't. We only have the one.
Volman Howard and I, as businessmen on that side, thought we should make a record that, you know, could be played on the air, so that the program directors around the Midwest, from Philadelphia
At
to
least
Nevada,
to give people a chance to hate it is our goal. You know, how do
That's
they know
very
they
nice.
hate it?
Very warm of you.
Well,
Look, at least I can do.
Yeah.
so as far as getting controversial, we've
So
sort
like you
of
said,
been
going
there.
back to 68.
Yeah, we don't want to go back.
I don't think so.
Oh, here.
And if you lick the back of this envelope,
Well,
you'll...
thanks for calling. I
Yeah.
hope we've answered your question.
Marshall,
Yes.
will your station be the first to give out freedom of expression?
Will our station be the first to give out freedom of expression? What does that mean?
Well, since you are the, say this without modesty, you are the number one, as far as ratings go, radio station.
We are?
Well, I think
Yeah, okay,
I
well...
mean, you can
I think you ought to check your pulse book. sir.
KMET.
What's this? Don't mention call letters of current stations on the air, please.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I censor those. Now, what were you saying about freedom of expression?
Yes, would you put on, say, a record that would be in the top 40 charts?
What are you hinting around at? Just come out with it. Would I play a top 40 record? Yeah, we play what fits
what
here.
happens if it has a certain word in it?
I don't believe in swearing over the air. I think people that do that should have their tongues eviscerated.
It's not a very smart idea.
Oh, well.
But if, you want my honest opinion? Okay, I don't like censorship, but the airwaves are supposedly public, haha. And, I don't think it shows anything by, a whole lot of swearing. I mean, just to swear, just to come on and, I don't know, there are occasions when I guess it's cool, but most people that I've heard do it just to grab people's attention.
You never hear it on the radio.
Oh, yeah, you do, sure.
Hello?
I have.
Well,
Yes.
Okay, for example, Bob Dylan, his song Hurricane, which was played, I did not hear the words come out of KLOS, but the other station at your left did put them on.
I don't know the background of that, quite honestly. I'm sure that we probably played it uncensored till somebody snipped it out. But, yeah, that goes on, sure.
Right.
sometimes some station will do that just because they know that they can get a certain audience over, perhaps, because they'll play it and the other one won't. Pure
boogie here. Nothing censored.
Yeah, I really don't know the answer to that because I don't get involved with it. We don't play censored stuff here, but I usually don't play things with, obscenities in them.
Let's say that there isn't that much material that comes out that you do have to really worry about screening anymore, A guy like Bob Dylan, sings Hurricane, and the stations are going to play it, and if they have to, some stations will take the word out. We face that on a record that we just had out, the record we played earlier, Keep It Warm. The AM radio stations, or even some of the progressive FM stations who are more into a formatted situation, wouldn't play Keep It Warm with the verse, roll another joint for the Gipper, and they wouldn't play the verse about killing whales and shooting kids from a tower.
As if we were advocating.
So we had to actually go in
murders.
and make up a second version of the record, editing out the verse about advocating marijuana and advocating what they termed violence. And so that was not our, we didn't make that, but somebody took it upon themselves to say, if you really want to be heard on the radio, you should take that out because it might offend.
Yeah, see, all the way down the line from probably the time the artist goes into the studio and starts taking suggestions from the A&R man, you've got a lot of pressures trying to put you in different molds, some of which you can go along with and justify, and others that are very hard to justify. The only thing that sometimes gets you by is you get a reputation as being honest,
hard to work
dishonest,
with, too,
hard to work with, easy to... Yeah. Does that help? But there's censorship, of course. Some of it's self-imposed, some of it's imposed by other people, and some of it's just plain ridiculous. Most censorship is ridiculous because small minds run it.
Most of the artists won't censor it. I mean, if it's an FCC thing, that's totally different. That's something even radio stations don't have. That's already a self-imposed law that's there, against that.
You can lose your license, and I don't know how many people want to go up against that.
Well, Marshall.
Yeah.
I feel that the establishment is slowly creeping up on us and will soon
slowly
strangle.
They've been there forever.
Yeah,
they never
it's
left.
us that are creeping up on the
glad
establishment.
that you finally got it, because that's true. You're right. That's definitely...
Oh, we can let it go at that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Anything else?
Well, that's about the
size of it. Okay.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Oh, did I interrupt you?
No, I just was going to say thanks for contributing. That's great.
I think the questions on censorship, there's a lot of questions you deal with, especially if you have any, you say everybody's in it for the money and all this, but there are some people that I know that you can see in the backs of their eyes that certain things bother them. They may go along with it, but underneath it all.
Well, I think you start to relate to it when you see like a guy, let's just take for instance someone like Alice Cooper, who was supposedly blatantly decadent in the time when Alice came out. He even made records that were totally apart from that. They were clean pop records that were appealing on a mass top 40 level, and even now he's in such control of it that he's dropped the Alice image and moved into the golf-playing Tonight Show Johnny Carson kind of image.
Even in his strongest hit-making days, the most that he advocated was Under My Wheels, or
Oh, I'm 18.
Smoking in the boys' room was the strongest statement of the day that was getting public airplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So even those young, at that time, the guys who were making the new changes, they were not gambling, not with the airwaves. They may have been in an in-person situation, gambling a bit with of babies and all the stories of chickens and all that, but basically it was a business,
to get attention.
It was a business.
And a lot of it was just press and never took place anyway.
Why don't you guys do something like that? Why don't you burn a chicken? I'll let you burn a chicken right here. We'll get one, bring it down.
Too expensive, it's dinner for a week.
Just a small chicken.
We
We
like watching those gimmicks come and go. We've seen a lot. I'm not saying that we wouldn't do it for a
cheap laugh.
Yeah, we've tried it. I mean, we did a KISS concert once where Howard and I introduced the KISS
I was there.
Group. Yeah, and what's funny is they did our radio show once, and they are absolutely splendid people. They're such a
very
nice,
guys,
smart. They're young guys from New York, and so they they have a good business sense about what they're doing. They're definitely filling a void, and didn't mean to get off onto that. I don't know. Oh, we painted ourselves up in the KISS guys. They took us their makeup man and did it, Howard and I all up, and then they forgot to tell us that there were like 10 or 15 different explosions that took place during the opening song. That Howard and I introduced the band, and the lights came up, and we stood there in these capes and things, and we backed right into these explosions. And they kept saying, "Oh, didn't we tell you?" That kind of thing. So you can try it, once.
You guys didn't say hello to me at the concert. I saw you walking around. No, there were people kissing your ring. I saw them kissing your ring, and nothing.
Well. Yeah, sometimes when you're in those atmospheres, we didn't. I don't think that we
you
saw.
You let the crowd take you.
Yeah, you're sort of caught up.
One of the
whirlwind
of hysteria. Yeah.
Well, this was in the backstage, where the rest of the other common folk with the catered food and in the swimming pool and the free pinball
wasn't
machines.
That nice though? See. Courtesy of David Forrest. Oh, we can't say that because then we'd have to give you time.
What?
Well, we're talking about re-segueing energy. Isn't that the topic today?
Oh, yeah. Alternate energy forces. That's what we've been discussing.
I'm ready to go on that.
Okay, listen, right before, though, I was trying to segue skillfully into this, but one of the reasons why I never get recognized is because now you guys, you're getting flamboyant. I mean, just look at you. You're both flamboyant looking. You're flashy. You devil-may care. Mine sort of...
How observant.
Like the captain in Tennille.
Yeah, right. Very much like that.
Can I wear your cap?
And I usually am wearing old peasant's clothing because...
Not tonight, though.
No, tonight.
You are suavette tonight.
You dressed for JT.
I rented this so I could come down here with these fine people.
Doesn't that intimidate you, though, when the invitation says black tie and you have no choice? And
well, no, not really. I like it.
You like that?
Yeah, I like money.
Well, you like dressing it up.
Oh, I like money.
Money?
I like money.
This to you is affluent. Renting a suit is affluent.
Oh, very. We never even used to rent...
For Tuxedo Center,
No, we never even used to rent these from tuxedo places.
Now you have to give equal time
I don't have to give anything.
And in honor of all of that, I wanted to play a record that deals with fashion, and seeing as you both
we represent an idiom of fashion that's still yet to be
and surf
explored.
fashion, yet again. I mean, we grew up in the surfing days.
So we thought we would present this. This is a rare collector's item, Dr. Demento Eat Your Heart Out, that I bought when I was a child. And it'll show you where I was coming from when I was a child.
I was born in the poorest part of town. Read all about it in the Daily News. I was raised with the riprap all around. Read all about it in the Daily News. One night I crashed a fancy dance. The joint was loaded with them deputans. I hope nobody saw my baggy pants. Well, I danced with the richest gal of all. Read all about it in the Daily News. She wore diamonds and none of them were small. Read all about it in the Daily News. Well, she looked in my eyes and I knew right then I'd never go back to them slums again. I hope nobody saw my baggy pants. I say cat, and she says hot. I say cat, and she says hot. I say neat, and she begin to think. Look into me in this heavy day. And I bought her a wedding ring of glass. Read all about it in the Daily News. I got pitched to the rich upper class. Read all about it in the Daily News. There were peddlers and plumbers and all of my friends mixing with the bank vice president. I hope nobody saw my baggy pants. And you can read all about it in the Daily News. Read all about it in the Daily News. Woo! Read all about it in the Daily News.
And good morning. You're on the air along with the Turtles.
Yeah?
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Good morning, gang.
Hi.
I got a question for you, Marshall.
Oh, okay.
Whatever happened to Alan Burton?
Whatever happened to Alan Burton? Alan Burton went to Florida and thereby was going to inherit land in Bermuda, which I guess he didn't, because I saw his sister-in-law about 2 months ago sitting in front of me watching the cycle sluts, and she told me that he was still in Florida just bumming around. So I wrote him twice, and he didn't write back. What can I say?
He had a great show. You guys both had a great show.
It was phenomenal.
You still do have a good show.
Oh, it went from great to good.
Well,
half the energy.
Yeah, well, what can I say?
All right, I got a question for Flo and Eddie now.
All right.
The movie that was made for TV called Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
Who did the music? Who sang Helter Skelter?
Good little question.
Good
I remember I even wrote it down in the book. I couldn't believe it. It was so off the wall.
I see. I know the director, Tom Grise, the late Tom Grise. His
I
son
remember.
was in the group.
I remember you mentioning that
Who
it wasn't
Somebody,
the Beatles.
No, it was like the Amen Corner or something. I mean, it was off the beaten path.
It wasn't Rotary Connection.
No, it wasn't.
Probably. Okay, I got something I just want to make everyone aware of, and that is somewhere in the Swiss Alps of West Hollywood, there lurks a moof, and that's spelled M-O-O-F. And I just want to warn anyone that might see this moof shining his... Beware of it. This move can be very dangerous.
I'm sorry, we couldn't really allow that to go out over the air. Good morning, you're on the air on KLOS. That'll make everybody wonder.
Yeah, it
Hi.
wasn't really that cool.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, put down
I
the
would like to know if Flo and Eddie would be in concert anywhere in L.A.
Why, yes.
Yeah, it's funny. We didn't really come down to hype this. In fact, we're doing a good job of keeping it
Covering it
undercover.
up, yeah.
But we're doing a special guest on the Santana show 28th, I believe.
Next weekend.
The Friday following next Friday. I believe.
Yeah.
Is it?
Right?
Yeah.
It's at the Swing
San
Auditorium.
In San Bernardino, right off of E Street. Yeah, just take Highway...
Right off of E Street.
Just take Highway 10 all the way out.
Is that how I get there?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys have chauffeurs, right?
Yeah, right near
wanna draw me a
Springsteen's
map?
place. Right,
Yeah,
Highway
right.
10, right near the E
I thought
Street.
that was Highway 9.
It's funny when we do this thing in our show. I don't mean to step on your call here,
Yes,
but
you do.
No,
we
go
did
ahead,
we did
go
this concert not too long ago in New Jersey and all.
New Jersey?
We do this thing on our show about pop commercials where what if the advertising people got smart and got like say the Rolling Stones for Jumbo Jack or instead of the Big Mac Fleetwood Mac and we had the Springsteen and all his band came down to see us and we did it in front of them and they were. I don't know what brought that up.
That was funny.
E Street, right?
That
you
was
were talking
funny. Are you going to do an
Highway 10.
advertisement for E Street?
No. It was Springsteen was doing Born to Run for KO Pectate, actually, was what the commercial was. And it was funny.
Works
then.
very well.
Yeah, it works real good. Well, thanks for calling.
I had a question for Marshall.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Marshall.
Yes.
I really enjoy your show, you know?
Yeah, me
I'm really
too.
glad that you have it on.
I am too. I'm very glad that we have it on. For a while, we only had it on. We had it on less. Well, no, we had it on more than this, but we still have it on.
What?
Will you be going on for a long time? I sure hope you will.
We're going to go on right up until 6 o'clock in the morning, right before the sun comes up and the ducks come home. And these. Why are you yawning?
Oh, it's just 6 in the morning.
I have a
son.
question for
Yeah.
Flo and Eddie.
Yes.
One more.
Yeah.
Please? Okay. I'd like to know if, I heard him on the air on this channel. I'd like to know if they would give him some other time and on the air, you know?
You're asking whether or not they'll be on the air in the daytime.
No, in the nighttime. I heard him some other channel. They had sort of like a show, like, you know? With,
it was on...
Are you asking if we'll ever hit the airwaves again?
Well, we'd like to do, we aren't sure. We've talked about doing radio again. We did radio for about 2 years.
You were syndicated, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, then you made big money off of that.
Well,
these guys made some bucks.
The thing about doing radio is that it sort of preoccupied our time, and we couldn't really do any records, and we, at the time, we were really looking
We
to
didn't know how to handle it at the time.
Yeah, took a lot of work. I mean, we were syndicating and we were sending out individual commercials and promos for every station, and we were doing personal IDs.
It's ridiculous.
And we really started out thinking we'd have maybe 6 or 10 cities, and it got to be 28 cities at one time, which is not a lot of cities considering guys like Casey Kasem are in 150, thousand markets or something.
And in Japanese.
Yeah, and so
He's a
but
little
we
guy,
were doing
though.
it very personal, and that was not the way to do it. It should have been very mechanical at that point.
Mass-produced.
And
A
so
little bit,
we got out of it because we couldn't present the show as it had been originally set up, structured. We'd originally done the show live, see, and when we moved over from one station to the other, they didn't have the facility for live, so we went to tape. And when it went to tape, it got to be a little bit of a grind sometimes.
Yeah, really.
They didn't have the facility for live?
Not really, not for the
Not
both
the-
of us, and an engineer which we required, and the room for the guest stars, and all our records and whatever refreshments and frivolities we had planned.
You always had good guest stars because you know all the people, huh?
Yeah,
we
that
sort
part's
of-
easy.
We sort of based our guest stars on who, the friends that we've got are a lot since we started the Turtles and such, so we take advantage of that, I suppose. We call them and say, we got this radio show, and they always like coming down and selling whatever they got out,
I see. Is that how you do it?
Well,
I've tried that. It doesn't work.
It doesn't?
No, the Carpenters said no. They wouldn't come down because we're not playing their record.
Oh, you got us.
Good morning. You're on the air on KLOS.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's an odd time we got onto the phone.
Oh, yeah, man. Roy, it's really good to hear from you.
Well, that's it. We wanted to talk to Flo and Eddie all night long, and we couldn't get through to the number. What's going on?
Oh, you got it now.
There's a riot on the phones going on.
Yeah.
Their phones are just flipped out.
That's a good accent. Where's that from?
Well, this is John the Walrus from the Westwood area.
Yeah, it's not a bad one, actually. It's
Very, very professional.
Almost convincing.
We've always got it down to a pat because I've been doing it for a number of years.
It's excellent.
You guys are looking weird. Do you think this is him?
No, we've met John.
Oh, you
we
met-
sang with the record. Was that right, John? You'd remember it.
A long time ago.
Yeah. We actually did do a live performance with...
Where was it? Where
it was in New York City
Oh,
when
you
we were
gave
with Zappa.
Zappa. Oh, that's right, yeah. And he was with the Elephant's Memory.
Right. It came out on a record called Sometime in New York City.
Right.
Not too good of a one.
It was.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
It was a dirty record, if I recall. Yeah, there was dirty songs about the Pope.
Well, I apologize about that now. I usually had trouble for some reason with religious people.
Really good. Really good.
Go ahead.
I think they're going to do the Beatle cartoon
like
again,
that.
and this guy could be hired.
What Beatle cartoon?
Remember the
Beatle cartoons used to run Saturday morning?
Oh, no.
Sounded like Ainsley Dunbar did the voice of Ringo.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Well, you got a question? Is there anything we can, besides letting you...
Where's my royalties, John?
No, my name is Rick.
Oh, hi,
that's
And
a
I was
good
just saying,
one.
we used to play. I have some friends out here who just recently have come to California, and we had a band together too. And I would just say, we used to go into the bowling alleys too and imitate other groups, like the Beatles.
It's easy in bowling alleys, isn't it?
Well, I'll never forget an experience. We walked into a bowling alley, and we wore army boots and stuffed pillows, and they immediately knew that we were like the Vienna's boy choir doing, imitations of Mark Volman.
It's a real bust, isn't it?
Yeah, that's great.
Mark Volman doesn't do imitations of Vienna Boys
He
Choir.
looks like the whole.
Oh.
No, it's vice versa.
No, that's
You see the Vienna boys do imitations of him.
They do a good
Poorly.
one.
No,
In
yeah, it's very
Lederhosen?
popular in Europe right now.
Are you really?
Vienna Pop
Oh, I'm not kidding. Flo and Eddie is written all over the, the...
No, that's a dirty word in
Berlin Wall.
Italian you're talking about.
What?
It's a dirty word
Yeah,
in
it's-
Italian.
Yeah, we just came from London, actually, not too long ago. Howard and I have been producing a band
Boy,
there.
are our arms tired.
And we try to get over there. Since the Mothers thing, we've had a lot of fans. We did a bunch of albums with Mark Bolan, T-Rex. And T-Rex was a big band in England. So
Oh, really?
it
You
was.
say, well, I heard that a lot.
Yeah. They haven't never made it in America.
No, we came into town from, guess this, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
We have friends up near the
Oh,
lake. What's
boy,
the lake?
this is really
it's getting
getting
boring
slow.
again.
Really?
What's the name of your band?
Well, we were originally called Justice.
Uh-huh.
And we came into
Now
town a
there is
couple
no
months
justice?
ago. Caught you guys at the Roxy.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent show, An Evening with Flo and Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
So good. I thank you for the drink.
Oh yeah, we
All
bought
right,
drinks
all right.
for everyone. That.
Right, it was a
You
very
blew all your money that night.
Yes, we did.
it was
One
worth
fell
it.
swoop.
It was
They went the
fun.
route.
I didn't get an invitation.
You didn't?
No.
You probably weren't playing our record.
That's right. I didn't get an invitation, but I promised to. I said I would.
Gee, isn't that interesting? That's twice we referred to inviting and playing of the record. Because that's sort of.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't, right?
It doesn't really mean
In
a
fact,
thing.
I talked to one of your guys' wives that night.
Oh.
Yeah, you did.
We
Say
were
no
standing
more.
Say no more.
We were
Watch
out in
out.
the audience trying to figure out your age.
Oh,
And,
23.
He told us that we were, like, insanely wrong.
yes, we are much younger than we
Probably older than you thought.
Well, one is older and one is younger.
Uh-huh. They've been around for a while. Yes,
Yes, we. Well, we started very young.
Whistle me up.
How old were you when you played in your first band?
Well, the Crossfires started in 10th grade of high school, so.
And that was in 70 what?
No, that's 60, about 61.
Uh-huh.
I guess the actual bed of the Turtles.
So you guys know Glowworm and the Naughty Lady of Shady Lane?
Well, we know that unless if Gene Krupa did it. I mean, we were Gene Krupa fans, I think,
Really?
back then. And
Is that because he got busted or
Rich
because...
versus Roach, an amazing Mercury album of drum solos. Perhaps
had a
you'll
lot of
remember
that
from the
stuff.
50s.
Hey, if you want to call in, do you have anything more, by the way, caller? Sir?
No, my friend here would like to say something again.
All
Is he
right.
gonna fake a British accent too?
No.
Oh, good.
I'm really sorry.
unless he
about
does George. I'd like to hear him
Yeah.
if he does George.
With his wife, Linda.
What, he said a nasty
Hello,
thing
this
about
is Paul
Linda?
McCartney. No, we've been following the band for a long time, and we really enjoy you guys.
Well, thanks.
We really have. We even did a couple of your songs in our old
We
band.
should quit following us. The neighbors are talking.
Yeah, right. We've been
Change your
following
name to the
around.
Bushy Clumps.
Do you have a new name for your band that we can...
Well, right now the band's reforming. Some more of the guys.
I
coming
wish
up
they
Do you
would.
want to just throw a name out just so that people can...
Airtime is precious.
Yeah.
I got no name for you. Sorry.
Call
Okay.
yourselves X.
X.
You missed the opportunity of a lifetime.
The
Well,
giant
thanks for
Fluid.
calling and keep
buying records.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is you do.
All right, keep it warm too.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I'm glad
listen.
you said that.
Yeah,
We're
okay,
gonna be back with this massive hype, but first we've got some news from New York, and this fellow is going to tell us everything that you wanted to know about what is happening at 20 minutes before 4 here on KLOS on the talk show with me. That was tasty. I like that.
Singing along is
That
great.
Stevie really knows how to lay down a tune, doesn't he?
I have great taste in music. You must admit.
Yeah, that's great oldie.
That was one of the that was Ray Charles, one of the fave raves.
I
around
listen
here.
to a lot of Ray, even though it's not really shown maybe in our music.
I like some of your soulful stuff.
Yeah, we
Soulful stuff.
Just
Well, like you were singing earlier
I
today.
love that Jan and Dean record.
yeah, that's an interesting one. That's the kind of
great.
soul. that
Baggy
we-
pants. That's
Yeah.
soul.
You remember Dory Records on
Dory, I heard
Vine?
the Alpert, sure.
On Vine.
Mm-hmm.
That was Herb Alpert. Herb Alpert was Dory Alpert. He had that great record that was
Tell It to the Birds.
Yeah.
Tell It to the Birds?
Sure.
I
I'd
don't
sing it
remember
now,
that.
but, you know.
We have to sing
my
at 12
chops aren't
o'clock
up.
today.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, we have a
Do you have to
recording.
leave early or anything?
Well, we're going to sort of see how...
By ear. We'll
yeah.
wait and see if the interesting calls filter in, you know.
All right,
between now and
We
4:30.
do a thing at noon, but we're used, in the rock business, you sort of
Sure.
go.
Could you do America right now? Could you sing America? America, the beautiful.
Not like Ray sings it.
No, like I said earlier, AFTRA kind of covers us for performing.
Oh, no, this is a public affairs show. You can sing.
Oh, that's true.
You're free to sing
Go
if you
ahead,
want to burst out
chirp
into
your heart
song.
out
Just
there,
anything,
Nightingale.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
Not
huh?
right offhand.
Okay, well, maybe they'll compose a song just for you out there, whoever you are. Hi. Hello?
time.
Hello?
Is it Kama Sutra time?
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
Kama Sutra time?
See, now that
Sure
was
it
a
is.
song off our Illegal Immoral album.
It always is.
Was it like a dirty song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there it is again.
Dirty.
That's one
What's
of those
dirty?
songs they never could play on the radio. A cute little song like that.
It was all about what?
Sex?
Sex. I see. Is that what your question is about, caller?
No, not really. What I want to just tell I want to tell you, Marshall, that the new thing to say around town
Good.
Yeah?
is, you might...
Uh-oh.
That get bleep?
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not too good at the button. I think I washed out a lot of stuff there.
That's okay.
It's
You
okay.
can't-
Oh, hello? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had to bleep all of that.
It wasn't nearly as bad as we thought. Anyway.
No, it wasn't.
That's okay.
Yeah, I've heard.
There's another one. My acid-eating friends tell me the new word is dynamic.
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 Yeah.
I'll accept
Dynamic.
dynamic.
I like that.
Would
That's
it-
not bad.
Have you noticed how often the word dominant or dominance has used?
Well, that has
lately?
a lot to do with the movie Cabaret.
Oh, is that it?
I thought it had to do with alternate power sources.
Well, that too. But
Do you know any alternate power sources?
never
They need
mind.
to be told to, yeah.
Yeah, do you worry about nuclear power in your backyard?
Or down the street.
Oh, down in, yeah.
Or in
I
your
live
closet?
In that area, toward Redondo Beach.
Oh.
I worry about that big refinery sitting on the beach.
Yeah, I would if I were you.
Yeah, commandos with battery
Ruined the
packs
paint job on my
strapped
car.
Could be worse.
The invaders. Roy
Yeah.
Finnis lives in that place.
Yeah, does his finger bend?
All the way.
Could be Dana Point. You know, we could be living in Dana Point.
Dana Point actually exists. I always thought that was an actor.
All right. Okay. We get the message. Okay.
Oh, okay. What else did you have on your mind?
Well, I want to tell. I saw both of them, Mark and Howard, at Knott's Berry Farm.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right.
I saw them with
Berry?
what's called Jefferson Starship too, and that was much more interesting than Knott's Berry Farm.
Well, you tailor your shows to fit the audience. You know, when you have older mongoloids, you do older kind of things.
Oh, no.
See, now
Younger
that was
mongoloids.
That was a challenge, really. We kind of wanted to see if we could play 35 minutes of, material.
monkeys-oriented music.
Yeah.
And we can.
It worked okay. You know what was funny is that we found a way to. I mean, they laughed at. We do a bit in our show where we used to throw this stuffed hippo or shark through a burning hoop of fire.
Ooh.
And it was really.
Dolphin.
I think we did that at the Starship concert too. And what's funny is the people laugh at Knott's Berry Farm. The young kids, who come thinking that the stuffed animal is actually theirs or something like that. And their parents love it too, and or don't.
Some rancid bits transcend age and sex and all the rest of that stuff. It's bigger than all of us.
Did that explain everything to you about the background on the... You play the John Wayne Theater, huh?
John Wayne Theater. We
I
did
had some friends that worked
2
there.
nights, 2 days there, I think.
You made it through both days.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
really
they
nice
loved us.
being an attraction.
We played
actually.
Six Flags and all that stuff. Sure.
Wow, you guys are really safe.
Yeah, we can do a safe show. We also go into a lot of universities and do a show called An Evening That Seems Like a Week with Flo and Eddie. And the engineer's nodding her head as if she knows.
I know.
Yeah, tonight is sort of an evening that you got to watch out. The engineers are like to unnerve the talent.
I see, yeah, I can see that.
Talent?
I bet you she didn't do that when Peter and John were sitting here.
Oh, were you here for that? Yeah, you were.
You were naughty.
Did you
just
care?
like that.
Oh.
She was, yeah.
No, she was very impressed.
What were they plugging?
They're plugging their movie that they need extras
See,
for.
we didn't come
Mickey
here.
and Mikey?
We didn't
Yeah.
come here plugging anything.
That's
so that
right.
puts us kind of. Oh.
You just asked how many Turtles records I would play.
Yeah. Sometimes that can be a bit unnerving, you know.
We don't get paid
all the
for
time.
those.
We don't get paid. It's like sometimes you go to an interview and the first thing they want to know is, what's it like working with Frank Zappa? That's usually the chronic call. That one, or what was it like going to the White House? We get a lot of those from people who actually knew that we did that.
I'm sorry, I should have written those down. I didn't know
It's
that.
better this way.
Yeah, it is better. But that's some of those are some of the. Do you guys get lots of groupies?
Hey, yeah, do you guys get lots of groupies? I'll ask
Those
that
are the
one.
3 questions we won't answer.
Yeah,
Those are I see. You're too old for groupies, though.
Yeah.
I mean, too
Yeah.
distinguished.
we do get
right.
old groupies.
We don't need it.
Yeah, and you're on the road a lot. What does that break up the family life?
Being on the road?
Yeah. Or do you
No,
take the
not
family
if the
with
family eats. They usually are quiet about it. If Daddy's bringing home the bacon is better than Daddy's home not bringing in anything.
you? Yeah.
No, that I think there's kind of I read that thing about Deep Purple, the wife suing one of the guys in the band because of groupies breaking up their marriage and stuff. And,
Groupies don't break up marriages.
No,
They don't?
No, marriages don't stop groupies. They have nothing to do with one another.
No, they'll always be there, you know. They're around. They just transcend, like...
Transcend is another great word you throw out a lot.
I noticed that's our third word, transcend.
See, when there were groups of groupies running around the country who
Herds.
were like the plaster casters, and then there were the girls from San Francisco who were very famous with the Quicksilver people. There were a bunch of them. I mean, I remember Rolling Stone doing a huge article. I can think back in about 8 years ago on groupies.
Yeah.
And all those are all grown up. The groupies now are their Bay City Rollers must have just oodles of groupies. You know?
Oodles?
Oodles, that's a West Coast word, oodles.
Yeah, another word, oodles. What do you think of punk rock? Are you there still?
No, I don't like it at all.
You don't like
You
it at
don't
all?
like it at all.
No.
Who have you given a break?
Huh?
Who have you listened to that you've refused any further listening?
One guy that you named was Kiss.
You think they're
They're
punk
not
rock?
punk rock. They're not punk rock.
I think we should define punk
They're
rock a
apartment
little
house rock.
Yeah. Apartment house rock?
Yeah, they own lots of buildings. They're bigger than punk.
Yeah, punk rock,
Oh, yeah.
I think, would be more like the Ramones.
Or the Runaways.
The Runaways.
I'd like to have the Runaways on the
Television.
show.
Oh,
Quick.
yeah. Anywhere you could get them, probably.
No, I like the one that's got obvious talent. I think they're Joni Jett.
Joan Jett,
I think. Have you met them?
Obvious talent. Yeah, we actually have met them. In fact, an old friend of ours is their road manager. a guy
Kim
named,
Fowley?
Carlos Bernal. I'm giving him free time right here on the air.
I said
But,
something to Kim Fowley once. And
He's a
said,
manager. Kim, we've known Kim for 10 years, teenage Grease. He's one of those...
Hype it.
Yeah, hype it, grease it types, you know.
He's great for the Hollywood image.
I would say that, you know, there is a punk element that is definitely successful. I mean, England has bred groups like...
the Sex Pistols.
Well, Milk and Cookies, the Sex Pistols, Eddie and the Hot Rods. I think that is
That's
the
punk.
rock syndrome is there. I think Kiss is definitely too successful right now to just, you know, they're not very punky
Rich punks,
either.
there are not, no.
Yeah.
Even Patti Smith, second time
Yeah,
around,
to give
proved that
punk
rich
rock
does
is a
not
bit like
mean punk.
surf music. It's sort of like the Rolling Stones' Fortune Teller was sort of like punk rock. The Seeds were early.
Oh, yeah.
They were definitely pointing the direction of punk rock.
How about the Premiers?
Premiers.
Yeah.
No, that was
a
more
good one.
Chicano rock. That was right there with the
Well, they were
Midnighters.
Chicano punks.
The Midnighters and the Premiers. That was little. What was his name?
Little Ray.
Little Ray and the Premiers. They did Farmer's Daughter. In fact, we did a concert with them. Their record had their picture on it. The record.
the
that they
original
made.
In the
record.
plastic or on the label?
On the label.
On the
The
label.
original Pharaoh, F-A-R-O record of Little Ray and the Premiers, Farmer John, did have their pictures on the record.
No,
is
that
there any-
answers your question, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much answered it.
What did he say?
I don't know.
He
Thanks a
said
lot.
he didn't like punk
Yeah,
rock.
thank you. Bye. Oh, was he screaming?
No,
No,
don't.
I'm
He's
sure
just
there's 1,000 kids.
No,
out
I'm
there.
sorry that we
Pacemaker
voted
stuff.
thumbs down on you. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, Groucho Marx and his longtime sidekick, George Fenneman, were reunited yesterday.
Really?
At a ceremony, you may go ahead and sing. Let's see, at a ceremony inducting the Marx Brothers into the Hollywood Hall of Fame. Fenneman was, as you know, the announcer for the Groucho Marx You Bet Your Life television and radio series. A San Diego scientist says unusual water temperatures in the Pacific caused the unusually cold weather across most of the nation this winter. Jerome Namus, a research meteorologist at the Scripps Institute of Oceanography, also says the Pacific is contributing to the heavy snowfall along the Atlantic seaboard.
Oh, how does he figure?
Doesn't say. It just says that's what he thinks.
Pretty far away, isn't
He
it?
has a pyramid in his room.
Oh, yeah, that's very hip.
Yeah, that is
Depends
it.
on where you put
That's
it.
great. They're like hula hoops.
Yeah, I have one above my bed.
You do?
Yeah.
Does it work?
I don't know. I haven't had anything in my bed. One Jimmy Carter appointee who can expect clear sailing in Senate confirmation hearings is the Interior Secretary-designate Cecil Andrus. Confirmation hearings open Monday. That's today, isn't it?
It is today.
A man. Oh, hey, here's one. Here's one you might like. A man accused of conspiring to sell U.S. defense secrets to the Soviet Union appears before a federal magistrate in Los Angeles today.
Ooh.
His name's Christopher Boyce.
Maybe we could interest him in the
He was arrested Sunday.
ice ball.
He's
a new game we've designed.
He's a former don't burp. He's a former security clerk with TRW Incorporated, a Defense Department contractor. A UC Riverside student accused of selling U.S. What? Now we have a UC Riverside student accused of selling U.S. defense secrets.
Let's just all go out and sell them and see what happens.
They're easy to get.
Buy a Corvette. Let's forget it.
A small earthquake was felt in the western San Fernando Valley yesterday afternoon. What? Scientists at Caltech's Seismological Lab said the quake measured 3.4 on the Richter scale, but that its magnitude will not sufficient. It should be not be sufficient.
Was not sufficient?
It wasn't sufficient to cause injury or damage.
What did it do?
And the Marine who headed the... Nothing. He just made their little needle
Why do
bob.
they bother to announce things like
it's
that?
a slow news day.
I guess it is.
It's Monday, the traditional slow news day of the world.
Is that true?
Yes.
Nothing happens on Monday.
Nothing at all.
People who die don't even die on Monday.
You can't even reach
It's
anyone
held over
at
for Tuesday.
Columbia Records on Monday.
Pardon?
What?
You can never reach anyone at Columbia Records on Monday, that's for sure.
Why did you want to do
And
that?
Friday.
Oh, well, not on Friday. Come on, everybody takes off early. The
Tuesday's
FBI
rough.
says a science attaché at the Russian embassy in Moscow, or in Mexico City,
Russian secrets.
served as a conduit for passing U.S. defense secrets.
I knew it.
They passed those on
Alternate
to
power
the
plants.
Soviet government. 2 Americans have been charged with conspiring to commit espionage by passing classified documents to the Soviet agent. And an attorney for Claudine Longer
All right.
says the entertainer will meet with a probation officer this week.
Oh,
She was convicted Friday, of course, in the negligent homicide and the shooting
No
death
comment.
of skier Spider Savage.
She's going to be on our Christmas show.
A hearing on her sentencing is scheduled, this is hard, scheduled to be held January 31st. The probation officer will compile a report which will be studied by the judge before he passes sentence. Hey, for you who are still brave enough
I
to
want
be
to tell
hanging
you,
on.
Howard and I wrote a song once called Spider Savage, which is funny. It's not funny, actually.
You're really sick. These people are very ill.
But
Yes.
it was a great song. It was the beginning of a rock opera, actually. that
About skiing?
Well, about
The
skiing.
ramifications, yeah.
The ramifications of getting involved with French people in general.
Really?
Yeah.
And what could you sing a little for
Well,
me?
you
No,
really
it's
wouldn't. No,
sort
after
of like passing secrets.
we told you after is not going to allow it. Oh, it is Sunday.
I see.
We could donate all the money we receive from it to the
Jethro Tull Concert Fund.
to save
No, I think you
Claudia.
should just donate it to me.
Hey, I was going to ask you with French people in general.
Really?
Yeah.
And what could you sing a little for
Well,
me?
you really
it's
wouldn't. No,
sort
after
of like passing secrets.
we told you after is not going to allow it. Oh, it is Sunday.
I see.
We could donate all the money we receive from it to the
Jethro Tull Concert Fund.
to save
No, I think you
Claudia.
should just donate it to me.
Hey, I was going to ask you if you had. Oh, go ahead. Push your call. Go ahead.
No, go ahead now.
No, I was
Feel
just
free.
I was just wondering if what you thought. Oh, no.
Go on.
No, I was
No?
just going to ask you what you thought about that. If you felt that she got a good sentence,
Was
but
she
I don't
given
want
a
to
fair
get
shake? Was Claudine
Oh,
given a
I
fair
don't think
shake?
anybody that's that pretty should be sent up.
Yeah.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Oh,
Hi.
Elma?
Yes, how are you?
Fine. Be nice to Elma. She's a
Your
nice
Rosie
lady.
is dynamic.
Your what is dynamic?
Your Rosie.
Rosie, she's
Oh.
she's screening the phone calls. Yes,
Dynamic Rosie.
she's going to have her own show soon. Rosie.
Yes.
All right. Listen. Should I tell them that you've unwrapped them when they stiffed you?
Oh, yeah, they already know it.
Oh, we
That's
know
why
about
they-
You bum rat. We didn't stiff you. We weren't even in town, were we?
I badmouthed them once before. But I take that all back. I told everybody last week I
we
took it
talked
back.
about that on the air. We did. I called and reiterated that Howard and I were not aware that we were supposed to be here because we were on tour at the time that the show was supposed to have taken place. Actually,
So you couldn't possibly have appeared.
yeah, we were. I think in Columbus, Ohio, that night, jamming with Hall and Oates somewhere.
Hey, tell me, who writes the lyrics?
We both pretty much. Howard, I would say, has been the more
verbose.
Yes, he writes most of the words. I
Good
would
word
say.
to stick in there.
I see. Who wrote the lyrics to Keep It Warm?
That was pretty much a collaborative effort. It was the kind of thing where we had 99 verses and we just picked one that would represent drugs or sex or something cool.
Well, I became aware of you through naturally KLOS, and it was Keep It Warm. I can't understand why there would be any controversy over Keep It Warm.
Well, again, there shouldn't have been. Both of the things that the AM radio stations, like there were a couple of stations who came back to the record company and they'd say, we'd love to play Keep It Warm right now, but we can't.
Also, Keep It Warm is in excess of 4 minutes in that form, and when it gets to an AM programmer, they're looking for anything to edit. So they hear something that's the least bit questionable to them, they're going to demand or ask the record company at least to pull it out, and that's all a record label needs to hear before they start bending over backwards.
Now, when I became aware of you through KLOS Keep It Warm, then I'm telling my friends, my young friends, and they're saying, oh yeah, they're the greatest, Delma, you know, the troupe. One friend of mine, he's from East Africa, he said he stayed, went in 5 different nights in succession. You know, you're that great.
Well, we have built up a kind of following of degenerated, lonely people who like to come out and... That's great.
Colors,
I can say thank you. That's nice to hear. We have played in L.A. 5 times in the last year, I think.
Must have been
so
at
this
every
guy
one of
was
our
at every show.
So when is your next concert?
Well, we're going to do the Swing Auditorium, as I said.
Friday a week, right?
Yeah.
Which auditorium?
A week Friday we'll be at the Swing. It's out in San Bernardino, actually.
Yes. San Bernardino.
Yeah. It's
Highway 10, right?
Yeah, Saint
Street,
Bernardine,
I'll
East
make
Street.
it. I'll make it with a cigarette in one hand and nitroglycerin in the other. Okay.
Okay. That doesn't sound like a good combo. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She sounds like she's going to have fun.
Alma's a neat lady. She's been around with us for a long time, ever since we were on a bunch of nights a week instead of just one. You know.
Oh, that's great.
How do you feel about the cutback, Marshall?
I was glad it happened because I hated working nights.
Yeah, so you get more time now to go out and...
Well, I got lots more time when I was only doing the show 2 nights a week. I had just 5 days a week to do all sorts of wonderful things, and I learned the treasures that await you out there in the world for free.
Such
like
as?
a wallpaper sampler books.
Oh.
You can get wallpaper sampler books and make things
For free?
You know
Yeah.
what's even better than that are cloth sampler books.
I'll bet.
Because they're really
To make
something.
raincoats and
Are
stuff.
you kidding? You can patch up anything.
Yeah, well, see, those are some of the things that you get. You know, you fall
What is
back
this,
and you're
the whole Earth
talent.
catalog? I don't care.
Let's see if anybody
right.
else is
I'll
aware.
buy a drape.
Good morning. You're on the air. You can't afford it. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a couple questions for you guys.
Sure, we're
First
here.
of all, I want to tell you it's great to hear you guys back on the radio again.
Hey, thanks.
Well, we'd like to thank Marshall for giving us this opportunity to.
Really?
No, just money. No thanks. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
There he's alluding to that
That's
again.
the 4th time
You've
tonight
alluded
Paola
to-
has come into the conversation.
No, just money.
Just
Not
money.
payola.
Okay.
That's a different story. Go ahead.
What's the
Sorry.
difference?
Okay, first thing I want to tell you is you guys, I'm a broadcasting major out in the Valley.
Uh-huh.
And just got done doing my first show and named you
And
guys
boy,
one of
your
the
arms
best
tight.
albums of the year in my show.
All right.
And
Our album was one of your albums of the year.
What were the other albums of the year so they can get a criteria
Yeah.
here?
what were some of mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
I
picks.
had Back It Up by Niels Lofgren.
Uh-huh.
I had Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers.
Good,
A
good.
real cult audience you're appealing to.
Yes, definitely.
Go ahead.
Not many people are aware of Jonathan Richman.
I'm not.
It's true, they're getting there.
He's we've talked about him on our in our phonograph record column for about the last few months. expressing how people should check him out. He's on Berserkly Records in case they want to find Jonathan Richman. Go ahead. What else was in your...
Okay, a couple questions. First of all, I found out you opening for Santana.
Yes.
I was curious why you took a bill like that, considering, the type of audience that Santana attracts.
Are you kidding?
Well, I don't think
about
that. Attracting audience, I don't know if Carlos Santana attracts any audience. And until he walks on stage, it'll be our audience. So it's kind of like, it's back to that, they're paying us a lot of money to do it. It's not like...
How good a time do I have to promise to have? That's all I have to do is show up, pretty much, and
we don't
leave.
really consider bills, and how we're going to come out or how we're going to look. It's
as long as there's enough dip in the dressing room after Carlos gets there and leaves, it's okay with me.
Yeah, there's also a chance we'll get to see Buddy Miles, and you know how much fun that is. No, but realistically, we aren't going to do many more tours in
your lifetime.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of the last chances to catch us, really, in San Bernardino for a long time. And we don't, again...
And we miss it so much.
We don't mind playing with Carlos Santana. We don't look at it as a support role. I mean, we'll only be there one night, and it's not really a career move, I don't think. You're right, though. We should be...
yeah, maybe we should cancel it.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we should.
Give me Bill Graham.
Come back to the Rock thing.
Yeah, we like doing
that's our stomping ground.
Yeah, we like the atmosphere of small, intimate clubs a lot more than the, concert hall.
Or maybe your house.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, you could rent Flo and Eddie for a birthday party.
Well, that's not far out, I mean, that's how it all started in the first place.
We played at the late, great Betty Hutton's house for our birthday party.
Yeah, she's not late. She's still alive. I just read a thing about her the other day in the paper. She's not alive?
Oh, I thought they laid her down.
Oh, I don't think so.
Betty,
I think,
I'm sorry.
I think you
sure?
spoke. Yeah, she's just written a book, and they gave her a $2,500 advance, and the writer was very upset that she had gotten such a small advance to write her memoirs.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. If I'm wrong, somebody should call in and let us know.
At 870-8716. Say the secret word and the duck will come down.
We've done so many gigs in our last 11 years.
How can I worry about Carlos Santana, for God's sake?
We'll be here probably. We'll probably be there again sometime.
In fact, I have a feeling that they, along with Bill Welsh, will someday be doing the Rose Parade.
I'd like
Carlos Santana and Bill Welch.
And,
you
and
meant
you guys.
us.
You guys.
Us. That wouldn't be so bad. We'd probably be just as mundane as all the other people.
I'd like to see you run out to a car with a celebrity on it. You know how they run out to the cars.
Right, yeah, Roger Maris. How was it hitting 61 home runs in 1970?
And you're walking along with the car still moving. They're not stopping,
That's
and
great.
you're coming to an
Bring
end
the
of your
mic cables
right.
It's another wonderful parade, Flo and Eddie. We're really glad. Boy, isn't it beautiful here in Pasadena? I swear, the Chamber of Commerce makes it so nice.
Shut that band up, will you?
Damn horse! Look at that.
Have you ever noticed that the horses don't go to the bathroom for 2.5 hours along that route?
No, that's because they have
They
pants.
tie their legs together.
No, they have pants. They wear pants.
Pants?
Yeah, they have plasticine pants.
Can you picture George Putnam tying a pair of plasticine pants on this horse standing?
Oh no,
untying it would be bad.
Well, thanks for calling.
Oh, yeah.
We made his
I
list.
also have one last question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if it's possible, how would I get in touch with you guys to do an interview with you for my show?
Well, we're easy to reach. You can reach us through the Santa Clara Health Institution, which is where we spend most of our time.
No, I'll tell you, as a big treat, next week when they're not here, I'll give out their home phone numbers on the air.
What we'll do, actually, if you really would like to get in touch with us, you could probably reach us best through Columbia Records, and you could actually send off a letter care of Charles Copeland. And
Copeland?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we would probably...
he'd love to get your letters.
Yeah, he would.
He's a really lonely administrator up there at CBS.
He handles all of
nothing
Flo
to
and
do.
Eddie's...
They're bored, like Maytag repairmen.
They don't know who to work on more over there, Flo and Eddie or Boss,
Chicago,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, well, thanks for putting our record right up there. We can use all that help we can get.
Yeah. Good luck in the future.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Is your contract lapsed now with Columbia?
It's lax.
What?
Yeah, I mean that.
Oh no, has it run out? No.
Yeah. No, you've got
no.
another album coming out.
They like us there. They keep renewing us. I don't
Really?
understand it.
Good.
We actually said we'd like a release, and they said no, we don't want to give it to you. And we said cool.
Okay.
We don't really mind.
We're real pushy that way.
Labels are, they're just.
What's the
They're
difference?
there to be used,
It's a
aren't
red
they?
one or it's a brown one.
Right.
Next
and-
week I'll be on a blue one.
You
Really?
gotta get a lot
Or
of
not.
promises.
I'd like you to get some photographs on your album sleeves. You don't have any photograph when
See,
you pull
that's
it out.
one of
It's
the
just
things
white.
that really.
No,
gets
we
to
had
us.
a logo and pictures and all that
When?
neat stuff.
I didn't see
On
it in
Moving
this
Targets.
album.
That's
This
because
album?
Yates takes it home.
No, we have that album locked up in the other room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
You
didn't
should
have
pull
it on
out.
our record. Right on the record, we didn't have pictures of ourselves.
Not on the actual record.
No, I mean on the inner
No.
sleeve.
You know how much
We
that
had an inner
costs?
sleeve.
Oh, I see. You guys have complete control, right?
No, what does
We
it
know
matter
what it
that-
costs.
They say, okay, we could do this, but it'll cost you boys so much.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And then they ask
Always
if they,
like
then they
that.
give you the alternative. Would you rather we spend the money in putting a sticker on your album, or would you rather have us put that money into advertising?
Now we can give you the cash, or would you like a billboard up on the Sunset Strip?
I haven't seen your billboard either.
It was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh, it was there. I
And it was
see.
a grand
But
billboard.
what are
It
you
was.
doing next week?
Next week?
Singing
Don't
on-
yawn.
I didn't.
They're very vibrant, and you're on the air at 4:15. Go ahead.
Hi, Marshall.
Hi.
This is Corky.
Corky or Quirky?
Corky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't think you remember me. I called you,
I remember you.
do you?
Sure.
I don't believe it.
Oh.
I'm the guy from Israel.
Oh,
From where?
Israel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The one who's bad-mouthing the United States of America.
I wasn't bad-mouthing. I just had bad experiences.
Well, you can't blame that on the U.S.
Oh, that's for sure. But, anyway, I don't really know who Flo and Eddie are, no offense.
that's okay. We don't know who you are.
Well, you're not missing much either. So,
There you go. Let's call it a draw and move on.
No. So, first of all, I just wondered if they were the people who were supposed to come on your New Year's Eve night or whatever.
Oh, no, they showed up. That was the Firesign Theater.
Ah.
No, Flo and Eddie were supposed to show up the week before, and they didn't.
Oh, okay.
But that was all right, because I got a chance to badmouth them, and then the boss stayed around for a while.
Ooh.
But they can badmouth me anytime,
All right.
if they want. And they should. But
Let's
they're
sing
here
it
now.
for us.
So they're not bad-mouthing you.
No.
Oh, okay.
We can say
Another
that.
question is, how is your time capsule coming?
Oh, that's been put away already.
It has.
But that doesn't have anything to do with my guests, my
You're
special
right.
guests here.
Now are my questions for your guests.
Okay.
I'm assuming from what I've heard, they're kind of authorities on albums and groups and so on.
But did you ever hear the Turtles?
Yes.
Okay, they are like founders and movers and shakers in the Turtles, and they've been part of the rock and roll flow ever since.
And Eddie.
And Eddie.
Okay.
So they're very big, important people, and they know the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and they've been to parties with all of the famous people like Clive Davis.
We've been sued.
Not unlike Mr. Blackwell.
You're right. And they don't even issue a list.
We should,
Yeah,
though. We're
we've
missing
been-
a bet
Yeah.
by not putting out Flo and Eddie's top 10 and worst 10 groups of 1976. In fact, we could do that right here.
Well, we've never called ourselves authorities on anything.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, maybe you can answer a couple of questions
Maybe.
anyway.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Where's
All right.
rock music going?
Have you ever heard of the 13th floor elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've already gotten mentioned on this show even.
Twice tonight.
They have?
Yes. Would you like to know some more about the 13th floor elevator?
I would like to know,
Well, we're
the
going
reason
to...
they broke up is because they're so bad.
Oh, no. The reason that they broke up, well, we'll have that just in a second here. We have an authoritative source.
Why don't we get him in here?
All right. Can you go and get him? Yeah. All right. Well, they'll be right back. They're going to get the authoritative record source. All right. Come on in. All right. Now you can hear him walking up. Now he's going to be coming up to the microphone here to give you the complete. By the way, we don't have any lines open, but we might in a few minutes. And then that number is 870-8716. And if any girls would like to, what am I?
Okay, they're not listed.
All right, they're not listed, so I'm sorry we can't give you anything other than the fact they were a San Francisco group and they broke up.
Okay.
It's under 13T. Did you look under T?
Yeah,
It's
we're
not
there.
there.
It's not there.
This needs to be brought up to date.
Well, that's several years old.
Lillian should bring this up to
She
date.
cannot. She's past.
We were
it.
consulting Lillian Roxon's Rock Encyclopedia, but I'm old.
We could have found out if we'd have known in advance there were going to be such a barrage of calls about the 13th floor elevator.
Who would have thought?
I heard that they're
Were they big in Israel?
collector's items now, are they?
Yes.
Were they?
Yes, I'm sure they are. Sure. Nice, colorful record album they put out.
I have one. I have one with a moose on it.
A moose?
A moose?
I don't have a moose on
I
mine.
have one that looks like an elevator on the cover.
No, I have one with a moose.
I have one with all the colors of the universe.
They look like amoebas and things.
Weren't they issued on that Nuggets album that Sire
they
just
are on
reissued?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ah, see, there's a little bit for you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, thank you. Did you have anything else?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because I come from Israel, I guess my attitude is towards it. And I was just wondering why none of the big groups or even the little groups ever go over there and perform.
It's dangerous.
No one wants to die.
No, there's no...
For the Israeli pound, no one
there.
will die.
Yeah, it is a kind of a question of finances, basically, and some countries don't want you in their
They
country.
all drive
yeah.
Volkswagens. Don't tell that to me. Come on.
No, if they go on tours, all around or so on, or if they go to London or something, London's not too far from Israel.
There's no place to work in Israel. They don't put you up in a kibbutz and have you play week after week and then weed the fields and then go out and fight and stuff. No, we don't do that. In London, you don't have to fight. Everything else is the same.
You don't have to fight in Israel either. But is the main reason because of expense?
I think that there's a lot to do there with financial,
There isn't that much American rock and roll that's out in the open there.
Yeah, we've toured Europe a few times, and there certainly has not been a great demand.
No one ever asked us to go to Israel before.
Did you want to book them in?
I don't think anybody's ever heard of you before.
There you
that's
go.
possible, yeah.
I bet there's not much call for the 13th floor elevator there either.
I'm just wondering in general, not just yourselves.
Uh-huh.
But,
They'll never rock and roll in Israel. Take it from me.
do.
Oh, yeah.
Do they disco?
Yeah?
Do they breaker with the big convoy?
No, they don't have CVs.
Oh, there you go. What a backward culture. They might have had the Bible, but they didn't invent CBs.
You have a point there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one last thing. Besides, it was nice talking to you guys. You guys are really crazy.
Thank you.
No.
I mean it as a compliment.
No, they're not really
refreshing
crazy.
to hear
Really
it.
crazy people bite at themselves.
No.
I haven't seen them bite at themselves
We do
once.
that after 4:30.
Oh.
No, I've heard that term before applied to us, and I don't know whether it must be. Some people say that meaning a compliment, meaning that if you're crazy, you're different than everyone else.
You're dynamic.
No, it's just very refreshing.
Well, we
good.
try
And
and do
if
a
there weren't
refreshing
crazy people
show.
in this world, the world would be very boring.
That's true. How
So-
true. How true. How
Well,
true.
thank you very much, I guess.
How true.
People in Israel drink a lot of orange juice.
Yeah, they do.
Why is that?
Because
They
of the
grow a
drop
lot
of
of
oranges.
oranges.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where all the oranges from that go into England.
Yeah, almost all of them.
Well,
Some from Spain, of course, but most from Israel.
that's a fascinating
amazing?
story. The romance of the Israeli orange.
Yes. Thank you for calling.
Bye. Hey, listen, we're going to do a PSA, which
Oh,
means
good.
public service announcement. We're going to stretch our little legs. If you want to call, we got a line open. So if you fill that line up, then we'll really buzz through some calls here. And we're going to do the PSA, and then we're going to do my almost mostly favorite Turtles record of all time.
This is Dion with a reminder from the KLOS Community Switchboard. Advice for survival and help from the Do It Now Foundation. Did you know that pharmacists are among the most underused drug experts in your community? Most pharmacists would love to answer your questions about many prescription drugs. Pharmacists can also tell you whether or not the drug they are dispensing can cause a bad reaction if you drink alcohol with it. Pharmacists are also your best source of information on over-the-counter drugs, such as cold remedies, nose drops, sleeping preparations, aspirins, and vitamin supplements.
No, you're going to have to do. Try it again. There.
You liked it. It's late.
I'm not sure.
toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together, so happy together. How is the weather? So happy together. We're happy together. So happy
Boy, that's a song that really warms the cockles of my heart.
Of the wallet.
It wasn't even your favorite. That's what's so surprising.
No, it's just been a while
Your
since
ma
I've
said
heard
you
it.
cried was your favorite?
Yeah, that was a very good tune
You
to
must-
Frug too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
The Freddie. Could always do the Freddie to the Turtle
Any
record.
Turtle record was a good Freddie record.
Well, it was a good family record. It conjured up a feeling of warmth and brotherhood.
It
That's
did.
true.
That's
That's
because
true.
of all the
Peace and
people
love.
singing along. Ba, ba,
Camaraderie.
ba.
Yeah.
That was actually a mantra that we let out of the bag early.
Ba ba ba.
Mm.
Right. Think about it.
Bo Peep Church.
What is a mantra?
And that's just
It's like a stingray.
it's a new car made by Chevy.
Okay.
Mike Love would be very upset at you.
I'm
Good
sorry.
morning, you're on the air. Hello.
Are you
Hello,
there?
you're there.
Oh, hello.
You're on the air.
I'd like to talk about a conspiracy lately. It's called women's liberation.
Uh-huh.
You feel that you're being conspired against by ladies?
Yeah.
Are you gay?
No, I'm not.
Do you
What
want
makes
to be?
you-
I like true women.
What's a true
Total
woman?
women?
Yeah.
Someone
I
who
don't
will
like
be by
female
your
men.
be by your side always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, pal.
You like that?
I like that myself.
You know, I see lately that
Well, women are just demanding their place. I think that that's okay too.
It just depends on where you happen to think their place is.
That's your prerogative as a gentleman to decide not to be with the people that you don't like, of whatever
I
sex.
understand that they're going to
faith
have
or
places set up in
creed.
restaurants for women and non-places for non-women.
yeah.
Non-women section?
But that's interesting. You should bring that up. They're going to have a discussion on KABC Talk Radio tomorrow, and you ought to call in and get involved in that. That'll be around 2 o'clock, and we hope that you'll get
That's the
right
place.
involved with that.
Yes. You know, women. You know,
Do you think women? Do you think that women? Don't you think that women are adding a lot? I mean, think of the arts. All the women who are.
Who?
Phyllis Diller?
Sure. I can think of a few. Gracie Slick, Melissa Manchester. You know.
All the biggies.
Joni Mitchell. Do you buy Joni Mitchell?
No. Ooh, hello. Hello.
I think Gracie Slick did
That,
it.
that got
He's
him.
gone.
He just
Good morning. You're on the air. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's okay.
I
just was
just
interested.
lost control there for a minute. Hello. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Oh, nice
What a
friendly
great
lady.
show.
Oh,
I
well,
never stay up till 4:30.
no, you never do.
I don't either.
Not like I. Not,
Would you have some milk for me by the side of the bed when I get home?
Yeah.
Do you know this lady?
Yes.
Oh.
That's Nancy.
I'm
I
gonna
know that
confirm
voice
with you.
anywhere. Oh, that's good.
Goodbye.
Bye. Nancy, is it?
Uh,
Now it can be told.
yes.
Nancy with the laughing eyes.
Oh, that's very nice. I
Was
read
that
that
good?
somewhere. Good morning. Hello.
Dolly?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Yeah, well,
Get ready
you've
with the
been talking
button.
about new words, you know, around town, you know?
Uh-oh.
It's the new word button.
Yeah, well, everybody around here, you know, if they got some, you know, new Primo hash in town, you know.
Primo
they say,
hash in town.
Yeah. some
What did
good
they say?
Afghani.
Uh-huh. That's a new Eagles tune.
No, well, they say, you know, it's maximum, you know.
Maximum.
I like that.
All right.
Well, sweet, of course.
How about cash? Is it ever cash?
Nah.
At the beach, it's cash. If you
Is
go
it?
down to Manhattan Beach, you'll be in. If you say, hey, that's cash, you know?
This is amazing. I should be writing these down.
He is writing these down.
Yes,
ready, son?
yes, we had
Very
all
dynamic word. That's a very dynamic.
dynamic and goobers.
Thanks for sharing that with us. We're glad that you're
Well,
awake.
what do you guys think about Pink Floyd?
Oh, I like
Fantastic
Pink Floyd. I
sound
like- yeah.
system.
Yeah, they have a 798 album out.
Did you hear that? Oh, they're all $7.98. Would you rather pay $7.98 for Pink Floyd or the Captain and Tennille? That's the question.
I'd rather pay $10 for Captain and Tennille.
to see him live?
Oh, no.
Pay 20 for the Floyd.
Yeah, for the Fugs. Now here, this guy.
No, he said the Floyds. No,
Have
the
you ever
Fugs.
paid 20 to see Pink Floyd?
No, I paid 15. I was off on acid, and I don't know. I had a little bit of pot on me, and there was all kinds of pigs around. I was really getting paranoid.
Yeah, you should if you were on acid.
Yeah, I was really paranoid, but the concert was great. Dad is.
Yeah, that's we reiterate that they are one of our faves. There are certain groups that we go and hear whenever they release an album,
and there are certain groups that we don't.
There are groups that we pass on, and the Floyd usually are right there. If that's at least of all interesting to you.
To the max.
Yeah. I like them.
Maximum, yeah.
Good call.
I like that.
Good call.
That was good.
You get a point. All right.
You guys like Aerosmith?
To a certain extent, you know.
No.
Well, their new album I think is pretty good.
Uh-huh.
First Sight is.
Well, great.
That's very dynamic.
I didn't know
heard
that.
the word buku?
Buku, that means big or lots of.
Right.
In Vietnamese.
How about goods?
How about what?
Goods.
Goods.
That's what we use for chicks, like, weak goods.
No,
Not
that's
like-
a sexist term. We don't like to use sexist terms here on the talk
I
show.
don't believe it.
That's
But-
okay.
I mean, that, be aware and liberated.
To each his own. I think it's safe to say.
No,
But not
we're
on
not
your
supposed
show.
to say chicks. That's a male ego-oriented phrase.
I'll go for that.
Yeah, see? So.
None of the chicks I know say it. Thanks for your call.
Bye-bye. Hi, you're on the air on KLOS.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing so cheerful at 4:32?
Oh, I don't know. You guys somehow seem to be keeping me awake here.
All right.
Well, we'll put an end to that.
Yeah, by the by, got a few questions, but there's one thing I want you to check out for me, Marshall.
Oh, he's...
Oh, I'm over here. Huh? What?
I've been kicking back here on my bed,
Ooh.
gazing out the window
Right,
there, and I've
kicking back
noticed,
down, would you?
I've been watching a little something out there in the sky that all of a sudden disappeared. Yes.
Martin Landau.
Can I get a lid of what you've got?
Now, that was not to condone
No,
or
that was not.
suggest
Kinney
that
Kinnick.
Kinney Kinnick.
Yeah.
Have you ever smoked Kinney Kinnick? It's an Indian
But
to me.
anyhow, I was wondering if you could check that out, and
Yes, we will
possibly if
report
anybody
it.
else has reported something, check it out on the news.
All right, this evening, if you have seen something in the sky, something obviously beyond the capabilities of modern man, call 870-8716 and report it to the UFO Watch.
Oh, okay. No, but anyhow, I have a question for Flo and Eddie.
This is an amazing
Okay.
program, Marshall. Sort of not unlike an acid rescue service you run here.
Go ahead.
Okay, you guys used to have a radio show.
Yes, we did.
And I'm not sure which station it was on. The only thing I can
It was
remember
on,
is,
the other one.
You guys used to play like 10 seconds of this, 20 seconds of that.
That's right. Well, we figured once you've heard 10 seconds, that's about it. Anything else is
What
boring.
station was that you used to be on?
That was on the one next to us. The other rock and roller in town.
Yes, that 94 one.
We
right.
did it there for a while, and we proceeded that over at KRLQ when it was solvent.
Which wasn't for long.
Yeah, they joined the team and it went downhill immediately.
Actually, we started our radio show on cable radio, which was run through the cable Theta cable service, and it went out as a...
Talk about your obscuro beginnings.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty obscure.
Is that where you guys did your audition tapes from?
Yes, we did one with Alice Cooper, and we ended up taking it over to K-Rock and got the radio show. We played, some nights we played sets. We used to do sets in our show where we condensed the best hit lick of each song and just...
Very excellent.
And that's all we'd play.
That's all we'd play is the
lick.
hit
A
lick.
Reader's Digest of the air.
So to
Yes.
speak,
Yeah.
yes.
Very
Right.
good.
Everything you wanted to know about the 60s in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys say we're not going to be able to catch much more of you after this Santana thing, huh?
Well, I think as a...
Get your tickets early for
Yeah.
any Flo and Eddie event that you see being planned.
There'll be
'cause
collector's items in the future.
Yeah, our in-person schedule is sort of slowing down, is what we were saying. We're kind of getting involved. We've just come from Canada, where
And boy, are our arms tired.
we did a television show up there called 90 Minutes Live, which is a CBC show, and we're going back on the 4th of February to do another. And
Can I go?
We've been. You wouldn't. We're going all the way to Newfoundland.
St. John's, Newfoundland.
Oh, I'd
Did the
like
show
to
out of
go there.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
And, we've been
Location,
talking
yes.
with some people out there about doing our own show out of Vancouver, a syndicated
Very good
television
move.
show.
Can I go?
Sure.
Sure.
I'd be glad to be a gopher.
Want to be our announcers?
I could do a George Fenneman for you.
Yeah, we can always use a creative talent.
Can we pay this guy?
Oh, creative talent.
Was that good? Was that good?
What does Lillian say about Marshall
Lily-
in the book?
He's not mentioned in the...
Radio needs creative, talented
So
people.
we're gonna try and cut back our kind of at least for Los Angeles. I mean, we've played the Roxy here.
What do they want? Blood?
The Civic, and we're gonna do this particular show and kind of hold off in this area unless something,
Make me an offer.
What would you like them to do?
I don't know. I kind of missed.
We've talked about going back on the radio and doing some radio. We'd like to do kind of a talk-oriented show where people could call in and
An
maybe...
international talk show.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you guys used to be pretty good there. I mean, you'd. I don't know if I should say this, but it kind of sounded like you were smoking joints on the air and all.
Oh, no. Oh,
You can
no.
say whatever you want.
Oh, no. That's part of the
we
imagination.
never advocate that.
That's the great thing about radio, the pictures in your mind. See, if
Yeah.
you could see the spacious KLOS studios
By
where
the
we are
porpoise
right
pool.
now.
Yes.
The porpoise pool is covered over these days because
Well,
they
it's
drained
cold.
it,
Yes, we did some
Yeah.
nights, depending on how good the was going around.
Anyhow, what do you guys think of pyramid power here?
Well,
I'm a skeptic myself, to say the least. I set up a pyramid, above all the records in my living room just to see what would happen. They melted.
I can't disavow pyramid power. I think it has as much to go along with something like biorhythms. Those have just popped up in the last few years, and I found that they are a good daily kind of chart to follow yourself.
Now, today
through.
my physical cycle is waning.
Weaning?
Waning.
Waning.
Not weaning.
That's like
thought you were,
Crosby and Nash.
Yes, and weaning.
Yeah, I got a friend who stuck a banana on a.
I beg your
pyramid
pardon?
About a year ago,
And
it has not even changed color.
It hasn't turned
I
rotten?
don't think that they promised that.
Don't eat it.
If you open it up, it'll probably be dust, just like a mummy.
Ooh, little crawly things.
Yeah, bugs.
Mummified banana.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You give
I
it to
don't-
someone you love.
Yeah.
I would certainly be
believe
interested
this
to
conversation.
see it.
Listen, these guys came down to discuss very seriously this alternate energy. Now,
This
the
is it. Here we go.
Pyramid
The
power
pyramid power
is
fits in.
alternate, yes.
It's in. I can't see myself powering a car with it.
Yeah, if it can replace, gas
Gasoline?
and oil, it'd be great.
Does that help?
Oh, I don't know, kind of.
What else have you died to ask Flo and Eddie before, but never had the chance to before this?
I don't know. I had so much on my mind. Now that I get on the phone, I kind of lose a little of it.
That's what happens when you smoke that.
That too, yeah.
They say it affects brain cells, right?
Yeah, your memory powers go.
Memory.
It's good for
you should wear
glaucoma,
the
though.
pyramid over your
Right.
head because
To
it
bring
might...
back the memory. I have heard, though, that if you do have mediocre weed, for instance, and place it under a pyramid, it turns into fantastic weed.
Have you ever
Does
tried
that mean
this?
if I put a pyramid over a Volkswagen, it'll turn into a
Rolls.
Mercedes?
Oh, you just have to leave it there long enough.
I like that idea.
They'll put you and your pyramid in
Thanks
the rubber
for calling. Let us know if that pyramid jazz works.
Yeah, try one on your mother.
Try one on my mother.
Good morning, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, please turn down your radio. We'll get feedback here. We
Is
can
that
do.
what that sounds like?
Groovy,
Yeah.
not Gruber's, Marshall.
Pardon?
It was groovy, not Gruber's.
Gruber? No, Goobers.
No, it was groovy.
Groovy.
Yes, not Gruber's. Anyway, this is Lily and Roxton, and I was just listening. And I have an addition to my encyclopedia on the 13th floor elevators.
Yeah.
Why they broke up, the life and times, but I'll condense it for this right here.
You have that information?
I can't hear you.
You have that information, do you?
Yes, I do.
I can hardly wait. Here we go.
All right.
Be quick now.
Well, they broke up for many reasons. One, their international artist, their label, was not very kind to them. They didn't pay them at all. It wasn't very friendly of them. for any
Typical
of the records.
typical of the times that they...
Of the independent and small record label, yes. That was a very
Yeah.
hard thing.
And
Was
also,
that the only act that was on International Artists? Do you
Oh,
know?
there's Red Crayola, Power Plant.
Ooh.
Yeah, many others.
Many others.
Equally well known. And
What label did Chad and Jeremy first come out on?
I haven't finished with 13th floor elevators.
Oh,
Yeah, go
that was
ahead.
World Artists. I just wanted to see if you were on your
right.
toes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and the internal struggle within the group, since nobody exactly liked what they were playing or understood it, they were the first psychedelic rock band in the 60s before the Grateful Dead, 65, 66.
Mm-hmm.
And Rocky also got very spaced out at the end, like in the mental institution for a few years.
Oh.
He's back now on the scene, and although he thinks he's from Mars now.
Oh.
That's interesting. You know, this guy here on the phone knows every single thing there is to know about the 13th floor elevator.
That's true. That's true.
Single item.
How do you happen to know this?
Every single thing. Oh, well, I'm like you. I can't just make it up, you know.
Oh.
It's easy in memorizing
You
things.
slandered.
No, that
But,
was all good.
That was all right.
That's right. You can write it in the books.
Okay.
Yeah,
Accurate.
so it'll be in the late edition, you know. The
Well,
new
thank
revised
you,
edition.
Lillian.
But yeah, they were the pioneers of psychedelic
They were
rock.
one of the pioneers of definitely.
No, they were the pioneers.
Let's not fight about it.
They were the sons of the pioneers.
They would live next door to the guy who wrote the songs that made the whole world sing.
Yeah, just
I
like
like
Mars
that
Bonfire.
was-
But
Mars Bonfire?
yes, he's also in the New Seeds. You mentioned the Seeds. Did you
The
guys
New
ever
Seeds?
play in the same bill with the Seeds?
Yes,
back in
we did.
67?
Yes.
Portland, Oregon, we worked with the Seeds.
Really? How was that?
Pretty awful, I bet, huh?
Was there?
Their sound check was good. Sky Saxon was always very insecure.
Sky Saxon was a terrible person, no offense.
Hey, that's not. Why do you say that?
He was
Marshall
the terrible
Marshall
person.
said that. Let's reiterate. Marshall, why?
How come you guys are wiping your hands free of that
No,
statement?
because Sky was, he was.
He's a weirdo, and he
was
could be gunning for me. That's why.
He was just a frustrated human being.
He used to work down at the source. Don't tell me he's not a weirdo.
Oh, you mean he's still around town?
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh, Sky, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But you were
Sky
mean to
is
me
not
when you
a-
were on
Remember
top.
Sky Aubrey, by the way?
Sure.
He's not Sky anymore.
He
He
isn't?
died in '69. He's
Right.
now Sunlight.
Sunlight.
He was
Sunlight.
Sunstar in between Sky and
Moon
Sunlight.
Madness.
But he's now
Lunar Module.
Sunlight. I happened to have jammed with him on Christmas, but that's a different
You
thing.
jammed with Sky.
On Christmas?
Yes, we made a Christmas recording.
Gosh, that,
Cosmic Nativity Jam, huh?
I like
It was
Norman.
cosmic. It was very cosmic.
wow, that could be a whole chapter in your book.
I know. Well, I don't know if people are ready for that yet. 13th floor elevators is a bit much.
I'll
to
never
begin with.
forget one night we went to a party at the Hyatt House for a group called the Kinks, and
Never heard of
at the party, playing was the Seeds.
Right, that's
And
right.
Sky Saxon.
Davies
is-
personally requested that the Seeds play at the Kinks party.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course Ray didn't show up, which is typical of the British wit.
Yeah, how did Ray get to produce Turtle Soup?
We asked him.
Yeah, we were fans of Ray after the Preservation Society and then Muswell Hillbillies and all that stuff.
And did it do any good?
Not really.
No, the album was a stiff, but we had a great time.
I'll bet. Did you ever have any of those parties in the recording studios that I saw in the movies?
Probably not.
groupie.
Marshall.
Well, I mean, with young ladies.
Well,
No.
see, ours was kind of a different set of circumstances.
We were older by the time the studios put in the hot tubs. We had some wild pinball sessions, though, I'll tell you.
All right.
How about Arthur Lee and Love? You ever play the same bill with
Sure.
him?
Whatever happened to Arthur Lee?
He's
Well,
still
he's
around.
in town, too. You don't want to ask too many questions about Arthur.
Arthur was with A&M and had an album called Vindicator about a year and a half ago, I guess. They paid him $35,000 to make an album, and he
And
made
he
it
went
for
away?
about 12 and took the rest in cash, knowing full well he wouldn't be making another one for a while. Bought a limo.
Darrow, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Black limousine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how important is it to have a limousine, by the way?
It's not like
No?
it used to be. I think that people like the Starship and people like that, they just rent station wagons and stuff, and they
After a while, it's boring.
Will you guys be in a limo when you come to
Never.
Never?
No, we're not much of on limos anyway, because usually you can only fit 3 people in the back seats, and then some schnook has to ride in the middle thing, and that's worse
That's
than
just
driving.
because you're
your own.
always the schnook who rides in the middle.
Who rides in the middle? Yeah.
So, see, it's not all that really glamorous on top.
Well, it's glamorous. Don't let Marshall bum you out with this. No, it has its moments. I mean, owning a limo is not one of those moments. I don't.
But
think.
renting a limo.
Renting
is
a
one
limo,
of those
like
moments.
renting a suit, a tuxedo. It has its element.
How much
of,
did that suit set you back there, Marshall?
This complete with the
I
white
know
shirt?
how much it set you
How
back.
much? How much? Hit me.
$13.50?
No.
Oh, more
no,
than that.
More than that. More
40 some odd
than, no,
dollars.
too high.
Too high.
2850.
You're closer. You're
30.
No, a very round figure, though.
It is
Very
around
round,
25.
You've got it right in the nose. That's for 2 days of usage.
2 days. Where
I
did
get
you
it
get
till
that?
Monday. Claremont.
Oh, well, see,
The
that's
rates
why
are different
in
in
Hollywood,
Claremont.
for one day, it's 40 some odd. I know that we rented a couple of tuxedos for one night. It was $80.
Oh, that's
that right?
outrageous.
That's right.
You
No,
should have
that
gone
was-
to Claremont.
It's almost worth it.
I mean, well, plus he fits you. You know, you get nice studs here.
What do you mean
see?
he fits you? That's hiking up around your neck.
That is
No, that's
arms
the
on
cummerbund. You see.
Your voice has raised 2 octaves since you've been sitting in that
Okay,
chair.
this kid
It's
is...
only because the pants
wants
are
to-
binding.
Thanks for the call.
Oh, I haven't finished yet.
Oh.
You want to bet, buddy?
Yeah, your KRQ radio shows, were those syndicated also?
Yes.
Yes. The
How many
first.
stations about did they play on, Joe?
Yeah, by the time we got them out into the syndication, we were already on the other station that's still going strong, or weak, as the case may be. And
Some stations ran a lot.
we ran
of
about
them.
our first 13 weeks of KRQ shows that we had taped.
You can collect the whole set, by the way. Don't you offer that?
Yes,
as a
we
set?
do.
Yeah.
Autographed set.
An autograph
Well, what we
set.
did is we made about 500 copies of the shows, and they are available. In fact, we're going to start advertising through several of them.
Through Greg Shaw.
Yeah.
At Who Put the Bump, which is
Yeah,
a
he's
publication.
carrying
Collectors magazines will be carrying the advertisement because it's basically again a fanzine kind of my house. Actually.
Did you go out and beat up Hodads?
No,
And
we
Grimmies?
were kind of a clean-cut kind of organization
Wimps.
known as the West Side
You were
Surf Club.
wimps. They were all
from,
wimps.
Playa del Rey.
Playa del Rey wimps.
We used to surf at a place called Toes Over and Bologna Creek. And
You wouldn't say that if they had ripped down Playa del Rey.
D&W was one of our hot
Wish they
spots.
would have. The D&W?
Yeah. I knew several of the people who used to surf with the Weber surf team, you know, Donald Takayama
Wow.
and Donald Morley and a lot of those fellows back in that day.
Boy.
Right. Have you ever thought of doing a Saturday Night Live?
Yes. We have
This is a
actually,
rehearsal for it.
we've talked with a guy named Dick Ebersol at NBC actually about doing a Flo and Eddie show, and he suggested us doing a
radio
night.
program somewhere else is what he suggested.
We actually know a few people at the Saturday Night Live show. Johnny Belushi has been a friend of Howard's and mine for 3 or 4 years now, and he is great. He's actually really unbelievably
And he's a
talented.
hit, too.
Just ask him how talented he is. He'll just be happy to tell you. And Dan Aykroyd, they kind of hung out with Howard and I in New York for a few days when we went in doing a concert, and they both would like to have us. They feel that we'd be good. I don't know what the reason is. It might be because Lauren Michaels doesn't feel
It's
that
his program,
we're
after
big
all.
enough yet. You know, we haven't had a top 10 record.
We're not as happening as Leon Redbone.
Well,
Leon Redbone is not happening.
I really think we might even do a fairly reasonable job. I think it'd be funnier than Ralph Nader, you know, personally. And I don't think that, you know, is saying a whole lot, but I think that it would be as entertaining as
These
that.
guys are very quick. They've done some things here in the studio tonight you just couldn't imagine.
I've macramated an entire wall hanging while I've been here.
Yes.
Pictures of...
During your call, sir.
right on.
Thanks.
His little prestidigitals are just dashing across. Listen, we got about 9 more minutes or 10 more. Well, I don't know. You guys have to sing at noon. You keep saying that.
We're gonna 5 is our cutoff. We
5
have to,
is the
we've gotta
cutoff.
get out of
because
here.
All right, well, we'll
That'll get us back to the beach by about 6:30.
back to the beach at 6:30. What
'cause
beach do you return to?
Redondo Beach.
Sonova.
You still live out there.
Well, we live out actually in the Palos Verdes area.
Oh.
You know where that is up there?
No, I've never been there, but Mr. Reagan lives out there.
Well,
Does
we don't
he?
live
Flo and Eddie, the friends and neighbors of Ronald Reagan. Good morning, you're on the air.
Again, I was just disconnected from you talking about women's lib.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
yes.
It's the slasher.
Go ahead.
What do you
Okay,
want there, chauvinist boy?
Yeah, it's not just about, women liberating. They want men to liberate too and act more like women.
No. I've never read that in any of the women's liberation handouts.
Well, I
Guy's
just
phoning
reading
from Joel
magazine.
Gray's bathroom.
I think it's great. I mean, liberation, is in the eyes of the beholder. Did that, I mean, I don't, know your what your complaint is really. I mean, do you feel like you're not getting jobs because women are taking them? Or
That also, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see.
Are you a college graduate?
Yes.
You are. What
Well,
was
I'm
your?
attending college right now, USC.
Are you afraid that you won't get work because a woman might get your job?
Well, I think it would just clean up the economy if they'd get out.
Oh, of working altogether.
Well, what about those women who have to work to help support their small ones, their tiny tots?
Yeah, well, a few like that, but...
So they should have cards passed out
Yes.
to those who work. And
Pink cards.
Maybe stamp their forehead.
Good idea.
Just shave their hair, and then we'll know who they are.
Or
right
perhaps a rose behind an ear.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I don't
A
totally...
subtle nose
I
tattoo
can't-
maybe wouldn't be
Yeah,
out of the
I don't
question.
agree. I sort of enjoy, myself, I like...
I like women in every
But
corner
you're both.
of every room.
Are you both? Are you? Are you married?
Yes, yes, I am.
You see, they're both married, so
So we
that.
don't feel any... we're not battling for attention,
Yeah.
Besides, if I said otherwise, my old lady'd kill me. Thanks a lot. You've really been a source of...
A lot of information.
veritable-
Good morning. You're on the air with Flo and Eddie in a cornucopia of delight.
Well, good morning.
Hello there.
How are you all?
Oh, we're fine. We're holding up really well, considering that we've only got 38,000 for Jerry's kids.
Let's hear it for Jerry's kids.
I wanted to say something about the young man who spoke about the little babies at being at home and mommies and daddies.
Yeah?
Okay, I'm a daddy,
Uh-huh.
and we have a little baby named Noah David,
Uh-huh.
and he's still
Cute.
nursing with his mother.
Yes.
And we plan to nurse the
Disgusting
baby
habit.
until he grows his teeth.
Oh my
Now,
God.
just to make a comment before I get into what I really wanted to say is that daddy has to work because mommy's at home all the time. And it's not a chauvinist trip, it's just the way things happen to turn out.
I think it's rotten. I think she should go to work and you should stay home.
I'd love to do it.
Nurse
I
the
think you
kid
ought to.
yourself.
Yeah.
Huh?
Give him some milk in a bottle. You'll
Well,
never
that's
know.
for cows.
Huh?
That's for cows. See?
Cows get milk from bottles?
No, cows get milk from cows, and babies get milk from mommies. And if you give a baby a cow's milk,
He'll turn
grow
into
up
a
to be
cow.
like a cow.
I had milk from a...
Let's move on to an utter question.
Okay, here's what I want to say. I'm an old-timer from the 60s. I'm 31 years old. I'm
Oh,
old, right?
I can't trust you.
Okay, you know Timothy Leary.
Sure.
In fact,
All
he's
right,
going to
Timmy
be on later.
spoke the other night at
We'll
the
have- yeah, we'll-
Veterans place.
Yes.
Were you there?
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what seems to be happening now? And I don't know if you know Jerry Rubin, but there's going to be a revival of the '60s happening on the planet.
With the same old people that did it the
same
first
old
time?
people.
Not Jerry Rubin, I hope.
No, Jerry Rubin wrote his book, you know.
Yeah,
and he's busy doing his thing. But
Right, he's busy making...
See, all the
a lot
people
of-
that were instrumental in that supposed revolution that worked can't really get it up to do it anymore for the
well,
young
there's some that
generation.
have got it up, and I'm one of them, and Tim is another one. And there's a guy, I'm not going to drop a bunch of names because it wouldn't be ethical right now because we're doing a lot of legal things now and I shouldn't say nothing.
Uh-huh.
But I'll give you a little insight into what we're doing, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Now what happened was during the 60s, Tim got a grant from the government to do research. And you saw how it all turned out.
Yeah.
All right, now we've all done our time. I was involved with the research on my own thing, you know. And I survived, gone through a bunch of nut houses. I was in Synanon for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I have survived it.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I've become a businessman. I've been pretty successful in carpentry and things.
I think businessmen should all go through that.
Yes. Now, what we're going to do is with the money that we've earned as kind of like carpenters and plumbers, and we still smoke grass and we still take acid,
Mm-hmm.
and we're still doing research on it, but on a different level, like the level of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
That if you do it properly, you really can alter yourself into a good space.
I've altered myself.
We all have, haven't we?
Yes, without
And
even trying.
I know, and we're starting to find out that it's staying there even without dope.
Actually, you need to alter your suit from here.
All right, so that's where it's happening. And I just want to say you guys are really great.
Well,
Thank you, man.
thank you. Keep up the good work.
And
Thank
Tim
you.
Leary will be on this program.
Okay,
Coming right
thank
up,
you.
right?
Yeah, they'll be on next, as a matter of fact. We have a tape. We have Tim Leary on
Is
tape.
that
I was
Tim
gonna,
there?
I was gonna save it for next week, but it'll fit this morning.
It'll be great this
Yeah.
morning.
So on the way home, you don't have an
Yes.
FM in your car,
Of
though.
course we
so,
do.
yeah.
You're in that limo out front.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
The pink one.
Yeah, there's a guy waiting by there.
No,
but-
it's a woman.
Is that a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, my name is Trina, and I'm calling from Santa Barbara.
Hi.
Hi.
I
You're
can barely
kidding.
hear you guys.
Hi.
Hi.
You're calling from Santa Barbara?
Yeah.
Oh, my
right.
God.
Yeah, well,
Are you
Doc's
at
up
the
here, too.
Are you up near Denny's there?
I can't hardly hear you.
Are you near Denny's up there?
Denny's coffee shop?
Oh, yeah.
Are you calling from the dorm?
No, I'm calling from my home.
Okay, can we help you?
Well, I just thought I'd say hi because I used to work down at a radio station down there somewhere, and I'm working at one here now. And are you going to do a concert up here sometime?
Well, that's a good question. We really have no knowledge of that.
Sort of
at this
like
moment.
Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. You just wait until your hand is dealt, and if it says Santa Barbara, you go.
Yeah.
Do you want them to? Do you think that the kids up there would like them to appear?
Probably. There's I'm not too sure about everybody's taste, but I know that you're popular up here now. So.
Well, great.
See, so I think you ought to go up there.
We'll go look into it. Maybe we can do something up there. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Also, just talking about an alternate power source. Well, there's of course solar and wind.
Solar
My uncle's
and
working on
wind.
both.
Your uncle is working on them.
Yeah, he has been working on solar for a long time, and
In the
he
solarium?
We
Pardon?
got that in.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
That's all right. We're getting you.
I
Well,
know,
thank
but
you.
That's
Yeah.
true. Very good suggestion.
Good suggestions.
But I also have heard that there is an energy source from other planets. This is what I've heard.
Yes, it's called Xeon.
It's called what?
Xeon.
Xeon?
How do you spell? I can't hardly hear you.
Okay?
Okay, what? Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
See,
That
it's
wasn't
calls
my
like
cousin,
this
was it? It sounded
that
like
really
my
lift the spirits at this hour of the
Couple
morning.
more.
Good morning here at KLOS Los Angeles. It's 5 a.m. almost. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
You're on the air.
Yeah, I'd like to ask either one of you three if you have any, if they know Chris Montez, the singer.
Just by reputation.
That's a very, very interesting...
Very valid question.
Yeah. Wonder what would bring him to mind at this hour. I don't know him.
I could imagine Chris Montez making a comeback soon with like "Call Me Disco."
Disco, yes.
Right? Wouldn't that be great?
Baby, won't you take a chance?
Yes.
Come on, let me get... Oh.
No, I've heard by mutual friends that he is going to make a comeback with a completely
Well, of course.
with a different type of music.
It's in the wind, yeah.
Disco.
I'm sure Brian Hyland has little itsy bitsy teeny weeny polka dot
In the
whiskey
can.
disco in the can.
A half
Can you
hour.
imagine Del Shannon disco? It's right around the corner. They're all there waiting.
Run,
Freddie
run
Cannon,
away.
Palisades Park disco.
That is going to
Yeah.
happen. That will come out.
I would like that.
You would?
Yeah.
You would buy that?
It's
I
funny,
like Freddie
Chris
Cannon.
Montez was
Yeah.
one of my favorites too. I always liked they were real wimpy songs that were just call me. Don't be afraid, you can call me.
You sound a lot like Bobby Vinton.
Both of us together?
Bobby V, I mean. Excuse me.
Bobby
I'm
V.
sorry,
Robert
Bobby
Thomas
Vinton.
Verleen.
Well, the night has 1,000 eyes.
Oh, listen to him. Wax
and
poetic.
Do we get paid for this after?
Yes, yes. I'll give you after scale.
Charms was not bad.
Charms.
Pretty charms, pretty little
Pretty
charms.
charms.
Pretty little charms. That was cute.
Okay, thanks for the call. That was really interesting. What did
Good
they
morning.
say?
You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, this is Mary.
Hi.
Hi,
How
Mary.
are you?
I felt better.
Tell me if this is rumor or true.
Okay.
Okay, I heard that you guys are going to be on a new Lloyd Braxton show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a new Lloyd Thaxton show.
Really? Is there really?
Yes, remember Lloyd's old show?
Yeah.
This is exactly like Lloyd's old show.
Can I come on and be a dancer?
We've already done it.
The show's
Oh.
done it. It'll be shown in Los Angeles, I believe, on the 29th.
Thursday. Isn't it
29th of January.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on the radio. Yeah, but I can hardly hear them. Can you hear them? No, not very much.
What, have you got your own little system hooked up?
Hey, do you girls want to sing something?
Whoa!
No.
We have to talk to all three of them at once. That's why.
All
I see,
three.
okay.
3 and 2 of you are there?
Well, you little nymphets, how cute
Time
of
for the
you.
what are you wearing question again.
And
What else?
Oh.
Did we discuss this? I suppose. What else could you do?
you have a sheer negligee on?
Of course. What else do you wear to bed?
Well, I don't wear a sheer negligee. I have one with ducks on. It's not very sheer.
Ducks? Do you
Yeah.
have ducks?
I have ducks on the feet.
Oh, that's
I have a
nice.
Snoopy.
You have a
Oh.
Snoopy?
Snoopy pajamas.
I have a Hang 10.
All right.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
All red, I'll bet.
Yeah, you're dynamic. You're dynamic. Pardon?
What are you two doing up at I'm just curious. At 3 minutes past 5 in the morning, what are you two doing up?
I'm talking to my doggy.
Your doggy.
My doggy.
Have you been night?
Uh-huh.
This is an early morning then? You're both
You're
working
getting up for
ladies?
school.
No. I'm not getting up for anything. I'm going to sleep all day.
Oh.
So you're just retiring for the evening then?
Are you near San Bernardino at all?
What?
Sure.
Let me ask a question.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to know, do you like John Clemmer at all?
John Clemmer?
Uh-huh.
Oh, listen, she's got her radio up loud.
Yeah.
Watch this. Row, row, row your boat.
Row, row, row.
Hey, can I ask a
They
question?
turned it
Sure.
down.
I'm one of those groupies that remembers
Ooh. Snicker
you
snack.
did the White House thing. Now, why did you refuse to talk about that?
We didn't.
We
It just wasn't brought up.
I'm bringing it up right now.
We did do the White House, yes.
What did you do there?
We played our regular show, got real drunk.
For
Mark fell off
Julie.
the stage a few times. No,
Wasn't
for
that
Trisha.
Trisha?
Trisha's masked ball in 1970.
Really?
I bet you she's done it mass since.
Did you play for the Nixon
It was a
household?
joke.
Yes.
You did. You
Yeah.
radical people like yourselves.
It wasn't
You know
a very
why it was
political
radical?
move.
It's
I mean,
because
What?
we
Do you work there at the station?
No, not at all.
what are they doing?
I don't understand this. What's happening here?
Well, you're on the air in front of millions of ears all across the Southland in
I
Yuma.
called in, but I don't understand this at all. This is real wacko.
Hey, don't try to understand.
Yeah, just believe.
Go with the flow, sister. Go with the flow.
Well, listen, since you don't understand, we'll move on. But I sure
understand.
appreciate
It
it.
was nice of you calling. I
But
hope.
can I ask you one question?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I want to know, what do you guys think of John Clemmer?
Didn't you already ask that? I thought we answered that succinctly
No,
and
I
to the
didn't hear
point.
you at all.
Oh,
No, we did.
Turn
You-
down your radio.
I don't have it on.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and a lot of
John-
people were dancing.
We've never heard John.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Well,
When are the Kinks going to be in town?
tomorrow.
Pardon?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Really soon, yeah.
It's going to hit the news? Or it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
hit the
Oh, yeah.
news tomorrow?
It'll probably be shouted from the
it's gonna
rooftops.
hit the fan, honey.
Okay? Hey, well, listen, tuck in your sister and go to bed. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi. I'm calling from USC dorm.
You sound like it.
Yeah,
Hi,
we've been trying to call for 2.5 hours.
Hey,
Would not believe it.
all right.
cheerleader?
And we are so excited.
You've got the spirit.
Hey, you know that?
Lean to the
But
left.
you know what I really want to ask?
Lean to the right.
Are you ready for this?
Is it clean?
This is from the National Enquirer.
Are you a garbage mouth?
No, I'm not at all.
Okay.
I was wondering if it's really true that Tweezle... Excuse me.
Don't giggle.
That Tweezle Zappa...
See, this...
Tweezle Zappa, are you ready?
What?
Is Tweezle Zappa dating Amy Carter?
Well, Dweezil's about the same age, actually.
I think that they'd meet a cute pair, don't you?
Yeah,
they'd be cute.
Hey, listen, what's happening on campus these days? What causes are you
Oh, you're
into?
not going to believe this, but there are so many finals that we're studying for. That's what we're supposed to be doing right now. But your show is so good, we had to listen.
Do you guys ride around in Datsun 240Zs and 280Zs with the rich boys?
Yeah, I'm one tonight, as a matter of fact.
You are, all
yeah, we're
right.
riding 280Zs tonight. Do you want to talk to my friend?
Oh, sure.
Trying so hard.
Hey, listen, you talk. Yeah, we'll talk to her. I think you ought to jump in your 280Zs and come down to the station.
You think we should come down to the station? Well,
And
you talk
hang
to Richard,
wheelies.
okay? Just
Yeah,
a
pop
second, okay?
wheelies in the parking lot.
Here you go. This
Okay.
is Leave On.
Leave on.
Okay, here you go.
I bet you're named after an Elton John record, aren't you?
Hi.
Listen,
I can't believe how long it took to get through.
now that you're through, well, what are the neat phrases that you're saying on campus these
Yeah.
days?
Oh, neat phrases?
Amongst your peer group.
Wait. Just saying, do you have any neat phrases?
You know, when things are a knee slapper and when you're just really getting off, you say,
Yeah.
"Oh man, that's."
I can't say it. I
Oh,
can't say it.
it's
I
a-
just had a suggestion, and I don't want to say that one.
Oh, it's a no-no word.
Yeah. And I don't wanna get
a number
buzzed
2.
Are you on your way to school this morning? Do you have early
No,
classes?
we haven't gone to sleep yet.
Oh.
We were studying, and then we decided that we wanted to call you up. So it took 2 hours.
Do you have co-ed dorms there?
Yes, this is correct.
I mean, guys can fall into your room anytime?
Are you waiting for guys to fall into your room now?
What's your room number?
No, we're not waiting for them.
Oh.
They're probably asleep.
Yeah,
Well, that's your
they're
problem. If they're smart.
If they have any brains at all.
Why?
They should sell the Total Woman on campus.
We're wide awake.
And raring for action.
But you have to go home to your warm milk.
I don't.
Remember?
I don't.
Oh.
Not warm,
Not me.
though.
Well, you have a job to do.
Huh?
It's Radio Land.
No, I'm off at 6.
See, you're getting yourself into trouble there, honey.
You have to.
Pretty soon this guy's going to be in your room. Then what are you going to do?
What am I going to? I missed that one.
I'll salivate.
Oh, I can't wait.
See?
Slobber.
Leave the door open.
All right, well, is there anything else we can help you with?
Well, did you answer the question about Tweezle? Because I didn't hear
Yes,
it.
we did.
They'd make a great couple. No, we don't know who John Clemmer is today.
I don't care about John Clemmer, actually.
See?
I'm glad.
And another
I'm happy my
fan.
dog, too.
What, do you have any Flo and Eddie records in your collection?
Yes, we have every one, and we love them all.
Isn't she
That
nice?
sounded rehearsed.
What a liar.
I'm reading it right off the piece of paper.
I thought so. What was your name? You're Levon?
I'm Lee. They just call me Levon.
Oh, after an Elton John record.
Yes.
Yeah. How come they
Levon.
call you Levon?
My friend's Roxy. How come they call me
Roxy.
that? Because that's what I named my car.
What kind of car?
No, I have this car, and I call it Levon.
What kind of car?
What kind of a car?
Yeah.
It's a Capri.
Oh, like the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the country.
Jody Reynolds, B-side.
Capri?
My baby in her tight capris, the other side of Endless Sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Jody Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Demon Records.
My friend is sitting here listening to the radio next to her head and cracking up.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 19.
You're 19?
Yep.
Wow.
Getting old.
No, that's fine.
A mere spring chicken.
A veritable mince.
A tender niblet. But
How
this
old
is,
are you?
how old am I? I'm 29.
Why are we drooling here over the mics? I don't understand.
I'm 29, but I look young. No, that's very young.
No, he does look much younger.
Sort of the
Like-
Chevalier of the early morning.
Yeah, kind of unwashed.
My friend wants to talk to you again.
Very briefly.
Okay, very briefly.
Yeah, we've got lots of things standing by.
What is
Hi.
this? Hi
Are you just
again.
saying rude things to my roommate here?
No, but this is hardly time. We're talking in front of millions. You're using up valuable airtime. We could be talking about Bangladesh.
Oh, let's talk about Bangladesh.
Never
You
mind.
start.
I like
tell me,
it.
tell
You
me,
like it.
you like it.
I like it a lot, but I like the turtles better.
Turtles never played Bangladesh.
I know, but I like them better anyway.
I think you ought to try out for the National Lampoon.
That's my favorite magazine.
I thought it would be. I bet. Have you ever eaten your other foot?
You're funny.
I bet we'd have a great
We
time
like
on
to do
a
talk
date.
show.
Yeah, we should do a talk show. No, they should do a talk show, and I should do news.
No, bad.
Well, listen, thank you. What are you majoring in?
I am majoring in psychology.
Mm, you-
No, really, I'm majoring in broadcasting, which is why I'm so fascinated by your field.
I'm fascinated by your field, too.
Is that dirty?
I don't know. I haven't seen your field.
Mm-hmm.
Clean it up.
Well, I see.
Jump into your Capri and come down to the station and hang some wheelies in the parking lot, and I'll know what
Okay,
you...
we'll be down in about 20 minutes.
Fine. We'll see you then.
We're just going to go get dressed.
All right. No, don't get dressed. Just come on down. Hi, you're on the air.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Well, you're the last call. No, you're the next to last call.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Hello?
Are you in Sparks?
Huh?
Hello? Yeah, we're here. We're waiting for you.
Oh, let me turn down my radio, okay?
Okay.
That helps.
Wait a second.
Turn down the radio.
Are you ready?
Sure. Get ready with the button there.
Stand
I just
by.
wanted to ask Flo and Eddie, how old were they when they did It Ain't Me, Babe?
14.
17.
17?
17,
Yeah.
18, yeah.
You guys were never 17. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That was a good...
They were 17.
Great question. That was a great question.
And I remember, I guess it was, I don't know how long ago it was.
Why are
I
you
think
gritting
you
your
guys did a
teeth?
concert or something with Stevie Wonder and the Bee Gees in 1972 or something.
Right?
I remember that. I went to that.
Right at the Coliseum.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think you guys just finished the tour with Stephen Stills.
Yes.
That's true.
I always seen that at the Forum.
Right, we did that tour.
And the only reason why I'm up this thing, I'm waiting to go down and get Queen tickets.
Yeah, we are Kings fans ourselves.
Yeah. I can't wait. I went down to get my number, and I've been waiting all night.
What's your number for Queen tickets?
Yeah.
$5.95.
$5.95. Anybody
Good
out there got
seats.
$5.96? $5.96.
Yeah, it took me 4 or 5 hours to get it. I went down there like about 6 o'clock
you know.
That'll be a great show.
How many shows are Queen doing?
One.
One show with Thin Lizzy, right? That's it.
That'll be a really good show. Maybe we'll be on the radio by then, and we could get them on the air.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
We had
They're
them
good
on our
friends of
radio
yours?
show. Yeah, we did a radio show, and what's funny is that all four of them showed up, which is unlike Queen at this stage. They usually send Freddie Mercury does most of the
Or a roadie.
or Brian, you know, and they all four came down, and I don't think we've listened to the show since that evening, and it would be interesting to.
You should have
go
brought it
back
with
and-
you.
and
I
to
wish you
hear
would have
it.
brought it to share with us.
right?
Yeah.
I'll bet that it's got some interesting things.
Are you guys Led Zeppelin fans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something. Okay, all their albums that they put out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they put out most of the lyrics and the music to their books, right? Okay, their last LP, I guess, Physical Graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, do you know of any way that I could get the lyrics or anything?
Sure,
for that?
right. Atlantic Records, probably.
I did that, and I waited. I wrote 2 letters. I waited like 6 months, and they never sent me anything.
Go down to Atlantic and pick it.
I think that stuff might be available. Maybe the best way to do it would be through, if you can't get it from Atlantic.
I'm sure they have a fan service or a public relations service that is
that handles
glad to do that sort
More
of
than
thing.
happy.
If Led Zeppelin knew that they might lose one record buyer because he couldn't get
That makes me mad.
they would probably send it to you personally.
Because I
No, they
have
wouldn't.
all the other stuff
No.
that they've, ever done.
I don't think
Yeah.
they do.
And it's really
You should
good. I
just-
like them a lot.
Go down to Swan Song and beat them up
Yeah,
methodically.
but where's that? Where's Swan Song?
Well, that's
at?
Atlantic. you
Well,
know.
that's all that we can tell
Right,
you
that's
now.
Atlantic. It is.
I'm not the directory assistant.
Yeah. Well, good luck, and thank you for...
Yeah. Hey, and you had the honor of being the last phone call
Don't say
here.
last, but final for the time being.
Is that some sort of etiquette thing?
The last
We never say
always sounds
last
so
album
final.
or last
is-
anything. It's just
Okay.
superstitious.
Well, this was the last show with Flo and Eddie that you'll hear in quite a while, and I want to thank them for coming down. We haven't done anything really business-wise, but
we have established some alternate means of
energy. Yes.
I'm glad
And,
we were able to finally do this, because I can't stand the bad rapping any longer.
and I want to publicly now apologize for all of the bad rapping I
And-
did when you didn't show up.
Can we
And
do
we
the
want to
show
publicly
again sometime?
apologize for all the bad rapping that we did to you, Marshall.
Can we do the
When-
show again
and-
sometime?
Yes, you may.
You've heard them, folks.
I would like you to. In
And,
fact, if you want to do it anytime, just
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay, you heard it.
But
A
next
standing
time
number.
we'll have something to sell, just like Falk
Good.
and Cassavetes.
good. You
Flo
come.
Falk and Eddie Cassavetes here, folks.
You come down and you can sell whatever you like.
Okay.
We're just going to get up and leave now.
Zit cream, if
Right.
you like.
Now,
no,
if we leave
no.
now, will they hear us leave?
Wait,
Maybe
wait,
they'll
no.
go to a record real professional.
No, we're going to pause here. This is KLOS Los
Can we
Angeles.
say thank you to all the listeners who called in?
Yeah, if you make it briefly.
Thank you.
I mean, your time is up. You're really
That's
pushing
it.
it.
Get my
you
milk
know?
ready, honey.
We're on our way home.
Is that sexist or something?
Oh,
is it dirty?
No. Oh, yeah.
It's the last time Bill Buckner said it with a smile on his face.
Who's Bill Buckner?
Whoa.
That's what they'll be saying in a few more years here. Who was Bill Buckner?
Boy, you can't get these guys to shut up.
Buckner.
We're gonna get the hook and see all of you after this. But first, we had some music, and then we've got a Tim Leary interview. I'm gonna go ahead and
Alright.
shoot down the line for all of the waiting fans. Excuse me. Just play music. That's nice. Play music.
Yeah.
Hey.